Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Finn's Tailgate. This is a special episode of Late Night Exhale. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's great. This is going to be a special episode. It's our, we'll call it our season finale for now. We got some big news coming in the wind. I'm waiting for my co-host to come up here pretty soon. But we got some stuff to talk about tonight. We'll be talking Tua. We'll be talking free agency, the draft. I'm going to be dropping the link early. Before that, let's get the rundown down. So we got the Finn's Tailgate Show with El Capitan. You never know who he's going to be interviewing. We had Brian Catt the other day talking about draft players that we could see getting and stuff. And we're going to be doing another episode of that. I can't wait for that. Check him out every other day of the week. You got the Rabid Dolphin with Lewis. Lewis tearing up the spaces, coming on here, put a name on it. You know it. Lewis, bring it all day. And you got color commentary. And I'm going to wait for my co-host to come up here when he gets in and everything is running a little bit behind, but that's okay. I'm I'm gonna let him come up here and explain the big news. Yeah, we got some stuff cooking. Stay tuned for that. And you got Dolphin debrief with the shorts and a lot of other stuff that that DTA is bringing up. So check out DTA. He got some cool stuff that's coming up soon. I can't wait. I'll let him speak about that when he gets in here too. And then you got me, Late Night Exhale. Well, if you didn't hear and you weren't listening on Friday on the Finn's Tailgate, we're going to be taking a little break. That's right. As the title says, this is the last episode of the off season. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, what that means is that we're taking a break from doing Late Night Exhale from now. This will be our last episode until the preseason. Preseason comes back. We'll start up. The whole premise of this show was to be a live show. And Color and I need break because we got family and stuff. But we have something in the works for something special that's going to be happening soon. There are changes in the wind. I'll let that sit for now until my co-host gets in here, and then we'll really talk about it. So we got something special planned. Big surprise for you all. What else? Let's shout out to everybody. Actually, before we do that, let me finish the rundown. Got me off topic here. So we really appreciate everything that you guys do for us in the channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Tell your kids. Tell your wife. Tell a friend. Tell everybody about the Finn's Tailgate. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? And then we got, if you'd like to donate to the channel, I appreciate it. We have Cash App, Venmo. You can donate that way. We really appreciate that. We also accept super chats or super stickers. We really, really appreciate it. You don't have to, but it helps out the channel, allows us to bring more content to you. In addition to that, I'd like to thank our sponsors.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Yeah, thank you, Fanatics. Get your officially licensed gear. Click on the link below in the description. They got all the awesome gear, all the stuff you want to wear at the Dolphins game, stuff you wish you had, memorabilia, all that kind of stuff. Definitely check them out. Definitely appreciate it. In addition, we have Backroom Collections. They got some really cool artwork that you can put in, your man cave and other places and stuff like that. Some pretty dope stuff. Definitely check them out. They got certain accessories, I think, for like little mini helmets and stuff like that. So definitely check them out. You can use code TFTG at checkout for 10% off your Backroom Collection purchase. In addition, we also got Doobie. Doobie is new to the group here. Doobie Energy Drink. They claim that their energy drinks provide certain vitamins and minerals that benefit the brain. They help you with focusing. They help you with concentration as well as memory. And in addition to it, they're claiming that they don't provide any of the jitters or shakes that you usually get on the end of drinking any of these energy drinks or supplements. Definitely check them out. I've had a few. It's pretty good. They got different flavors. Definitely check them out. So thank you so much to Doobie. Also, we got a merch store up in here. We got merch. We got t-shirts, hoodies, mugs. We got all different types of stuff. We got tank tops. We got t-shirts. I got kids in the background. I'm really sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We got stuff for the kids. There's all different types of stuff. Check out the link below for our merch store. We got flip-flops, beanie hats. Hats come in different colors and stuff. It's all different stuff. And we got the flag. The flag is dope, dude. This thing is big, high quality. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna get like 2 more of these. I have to order those this week, actually. So definitely check that out. Really, really appreciate it. Now, everybody give a warm welcome to them. Oh, not yet. I guess he's not ready yet. I have to wait for him. Sorry about that. While we're waiting on him, let's go to our chat room. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Let's see who's all up in here. Aquavision, first one to the board. How's it going, man? Hello, chat. California, John Featherland. Thank you for joining us. Kenna Rankin, how's it going? Scott Jackson. And I apologize in advance. If I ever say your name incorrectly, I apologize. I'm not the best at names. If you saw my last name, you'd be like, how the hell do you say that? That's the truth behind it. Hooked Up Joe, what's up? I love that name. Liz509, how's it going? Yeah, let's see who's all up in here. Steve Molly, how's it going? Jimmy Satterfield, how's it going? J Miami Sports, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Cap for Life Simp in here. Adam Sadowski, how's it going? Jose Valdez, what's up, fam? Dolphinier, that's right. Dolphiniers. Scott. Oh, I see what you're doing. I got something for that. Let's see who else we got up in here that I miss. I see El Capitan up in here. Thank you so much, El Cap. I hope you have fun. He's with the family right now. Michael K, how's it going? JC. Let's see, anybody else? Green Rat's up in here. How's it going, Green Rat? Appreciate it. And DTA. Yeah, hit the damn like button. I definitely agree with that, DTA. That's right. And also Chad Marcion. I think that's how you say that. Definitely. So while we're waiting on our co-host, so thank you guys very much. Make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate it. What else? Members. You can become a membership. We have 3 different memberships: MVP, Familia, Amigos. They have different levels of benefits to them. You know, different content you'll get. The emojis and stuff. There's a ton of them. Definitely check that out. We really appreciate it. It helps out the channel as well. What else? I think that's about it before we get started here. So I have I figured we'd go out with a bang. We'll talk about where we started, where we move from here. We'll talk free agency. We'll talk Tua. We'll talk a lot of different things tonight. It's going to be a fun time. Make sure you hit the like button. So, before we get started, there's some housekeeping I got to talk about real quick. So, recently, it got questioned about the type of fan that I am. And when I say what type of fan that I am, how I support the team. I don't always see eye to eye with every Dolphin fan, obviously. I don't always see eye to eye with what Chris Greer or the team does, or certain topics when it comes to our quarterback and what he does. Obviously, I don't always agree. But don't question my fandom. I've been a fan of this team for well over 35 years, most of my life, since I was 5 years old. And if you ever watched episode 1 or 2 of Late Night Exhale, I go into explicit detail about why I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. And I thank my grandmother, may she rest in peace, for that. She's the one that brought Miami culture to me. She's the one that brought the Miami Dolphins to me. And I owe her everything for it. More recently, and Scott Jackson just reminded me of this, we've been called the Wolf Pack. Well, listen, nobody bleeds more aqua and orange than the guys that get up here on the Fins tailgate. I have peace of mind knowing that nobody bleeds more aqua and orange than El Capitan, Color, Lewis, DTA, Shake Money up in these parts, which I forgot to mention you, Shake Money. I know you got something in the work for us. Can't wait for you as well. Or anybody that represents the Fins tailgate. Even Chef Jew, who's our honorary spokesman, nobody bleeds more aqua and orange than him. No one bleeds more aqua and orange than 90% of the people in our chat room. I know we have some Buffalo fans, and that's great. We love everybody. The Fins tailgate is for everybody. I can't count them as bleeding aqua and orange, but nobody bleeds more aqua and orange than 90% of the people in this chat. Guaranteed. don't ever question our fandom. Don't ever question me if I'm really a Miami Dolphins fan or tell me to get out of this fan base just because I don't like or don't disagree with who we have at quarterback. Do I think Skyler's the guy? No, but he's something different. Do I think Tua's the guy? At this point, no. There's too many question marks. Does he have the talent to be the guy? Yeah, he may have the talent to be the guy, but he needs to fix certain things to truly be the guy. We'll talk more about that tonight, but don't ever question my fandom at all. That's something I want to get straight. I'm just waiting for my co-host to come up here, but that's something I will tell everybody. What's up? What's up, everybody? How's it going? Crazy Dolphin. At Crazy Dolphin, Mr. Palk, the OG. Hey, what's up, Mr. Palk? I didn't even see you in here. Ronnie, everybody's filling in. Everybody, please fill in. Make sure you hit the like button. We really appreciate it. Yes, Greg, I will be dropping the link early tonight. Tonight, we'll be talking early, fast, and quick. I'm just waiting on the co-host. I want to make sure he gets the attention he deserves as well. He helped me out with this channel way back when we first started it, you know. Ali, I was trying to pay homage to your wolf in the right-hand corner of your frame. Scott Jackson, I completely understand that. And that's actually what I want to talk about tonight. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind that people say I'm in the wolf pack. Because guess what? The wolf pack sticks together. It doesn't matter if you're a Tua fan or you're a Skyler fan or what side of the football you like better. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is that as Miami Dolphin fans, we support the Miami Dolphins. It's about the logo. You don't have to, yell and scream and threaten people and tell them to get out of the fan base because they disagree with you. I've gotten some things privately that I can't even share with my kids. That's a reality of it. In addition, I got people that are on this channel that get questioned about information that they're just passing along. They have, certain connections with certain people that get information, and all we're doing is passing the info, and we get called out for it. But in reality, it doesn't matter because guess what? On game day, I will be at the game. I'm a season ticket holder. I go to every single game. I root for every single player, including Tua. I own a Tua jersey. I still wear it. Even though I don't think he's the guy for our team, I support my team, and I still want him to at least succeed and prove me wrong. Listen, Tua doubters want Tua to prove them wrong. That's what we want. But we've been torn apart over the years. We've been waiting 35 years for what? We've been waiting since 72 Dolphins? For what? We're waiting for the Dolphins to actually become that dynasty team that we know they are. You want to be that team that, I think, when was it? I think it was the Bills that we beat for like 10 years straight. You know what I mean? And if you think that Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, if he comes and that happens, let's say that happens, does that scare us? No, it doesn't. Because I'm going to tell you straight up right now, the Jets are still going to finish behind us. And even if they finish ahead of us, we're going to make sure that we ruin every single moment of that season for them, right? Every time they play us, they'll remember we're there to wreck their field. That's reality. That's the reality of it. But anyway, let's get going. Let's talk about it. I'm not sure what's going on with the co-host. I guess I'll have to wait for him. I'm going to drop the link. I want everyone to pile in here. It's going to be a good old time. Enough my ranting and stuff like that. But I have a very good show planned for tonight. I'm gonna be busting out topics. I want everybody to bring their topics. We're gonna talk about it all. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's fill in. Come on, everybody, fill in. Let's get talking here. Yeah, Steve Malloy. I'm sorry. Says diehard fan since 1969. I was a diehard fan since I was 5 years old. Let's see, that was 1986. I turned 5. And I've been a fan ever since. My grandmother used to go from Ohio to Florida during the winter times. She's a snowbird, and I've been a fan for a long, long time. What's up, Mr. EM? Salute to you. Thank you for showing up, man. Really appreciate it. I'm going to bring up my co-host. Everyone give a warm welcome. The guy actually deserves some intro music. I'll give you some music, Color. I'm going to give you your favorite song that's on here, and I think this... I'll turn it down just a bit. Everybody give a warm welcome to the man, the myth, the legend, Color. What's up, Color?
Oh, not much, Ali. How you doing?
Oh, I'm great, man. This is our last show, for the off season until the preseason. We'll kick it back up, and I wanted everybody to be here. I want everyone to, jump on the channel. I got people starting to come in the back here. I wanted to, we'll go out with a bang. We'll talk about where we started, where we're finishing, and we'll talk about free agency, the draft. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
Right on. Looks like that's what we're gonna have to do. I mean,
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about.
We are amassing quite a little sum of money now, aren't we?
Yeah, that is true. We definitely are. Make sure you come on, everybody. Michael K, I know you got something to say. Amicus, I know those Buffalo Bills fans. Come on, we want people to come up here in the back. As soon as you guys come up, and I was about to bring up somebody, but it looks like he just dropped off. Actually,
you see EM in the chat. EM, tell EM, I got some hydrogen peroxide for the whatever's stuffing his ears, because he seems to think that I wanted to shop Jalen Waddle, which is totally untrue, totally misrepresenting me.
What's up, Amicus?
Last night, I don't think I didn't listen to the show last night.
We got the Buffalo Bills.
What is going on, my guy Ali and Color? How you boys doing tonight?
Pretty good. What is this with this Buffalo Bill bombardment?
We thought you guys wanted winners on the panel for the last show until the new season.
Winners?
Hey, we're the only winners here. We're the ones that won the Super Bowl. Where have you guys been? Collecting dust.
I was 2 years old. I was still shitting my pants when these guys won the Super Bowl.
Winners got an arrowhead on their helmet.
Todd, what's up, Todd and Greg? How's everybody doing?
What's up? What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. So as me and Color have stated, this is actually I stated before Color got here. What's up, TJ?
What's going on, man?
Be accepting payments at the
And
window.
first off,
However, if you need to make a cash payment,
We got Todd's
There
whole
we go.
family chime in.
first off, Michael K, you got to clean out your ears because, listen, Ali was not calling for a bunch of wieners.
Not bad.
So
I thought he
Ali,
said winners.
why is this the last show? Are y'all not doing your normal show anymore?
So Color, can I talk about this? I wanted to wait for you. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
All right. So Color and I are coming up with a brand new show that we're going to be debuting at a different time slot, Monday through Friday. And we still in the works with title of the show and everything. Can I give time or should I wait on that, Color? Should we wait until we have it all put together?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you.
Well, it's going to be a morning show, ladies and gentlemen, from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. I'm sorry. 8
That's a good time frame.
Yeah. So anybody going to work, this is the show for you. We'll be talking, morning news with the Fins. We don't have a name title yet. We'll be coming out with that a little bit later. But that is where we're moving to.
I see what you're doing. You're trying to take up that Stephen D space, that slot.
No.
I think those are like 10 or something.
We're doing
You
something.
don't get his ass up till like 9:30 at the earliest.
Yeah. He doesn't go till like 10 usually, so that's not for him. And whoever's taking a piss, make sure you mute yourself.
Okay, sorry about that.
How did I know it was him? How did I know?
Last time you pissed it, I don't know why I picked up. I got my earbuds in.
What's up, Shake Money? So listen. So we're moving. The Fins tailgate has some stuff planned for you guys that is going to blow your mind. And I'm not going to talk anything more than that because we're going to have a special episode of a show that we're going to do just for that, right? But we just keep your eye out, keep your ears open. We're going to be changing some things around here. And for right now, until the season starts or the preseason starts, we're just taking a break. When the preseason starts back up, guess what? Late Night Exhale will be a thing again. The whole premise of why I created this show was having a Saturday night special, something everybody can, at the whole week of news, can talk about. Can talk about whatever they wanted, you know? You guys can start the topics. That was pretty much why me and Color started the show. Isn't that right, Color?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it was really meant for, exhale out the last week and get ready for Sunday morning. You know what I mean? That's why it was late night Saturday. It was pretty much hype show for,
it was a hype show before every game. That was how it was designed. And that is why we are just taking a break while there's no games. When the preseason starts, we'll start back up. The other part of it is because of my family situation, I have a teenager that comes down for the summer, and she leaves right before the preseason really starts. So that I want to spend as much time as I can with her. And unfortunately, on weekends, I'm usually doing stuff with her.
And I mean, a lot of us are still gonna, find some way to provide some kind of show for Saturday night.
Shake Money, I know you might got something. Lewis, DTA, you guys all
me and Shake are going to be taking over Saturday nights until Ali blesses everybody again with Late Night Exhale. I know Shake's got some cool stuff in the works too, and so you have that, and then I'm going to be rolling out my afternoon thing. So it's cool because you're going to have, around the clock TFTG. I'll let Ali and Kohler break down what they're doing. But
wait, we're gonna get 24 hours of Tua talk. Oh my God!
Number one.
24 hours of Tua talk.
No, we're shifting gears.
Greg.
We're actually just going to be 24 hours shitting on the Bills.
Yeah.
Hey, that works.
Hey,
That works too.
There you go. There you go.
DTA, what's up, my guy?
Well, I mean, at some point we're gonna have to shift to, oh my God, they really are being stupid enough to run it back. So, we'll have to obviously at some point remind you guys that you didn't kick our ass even with Tua in the game. So we can find a way to beat you.
And you didn't kick our ass with Skyler in the game either. We could have won that game very easily just as well. If 2 catches were made, that would have been a different game. And don't doubt it. And that's the reality.
Well,
Josh Allen has been exposed.
That's right. That is definitely true. And that's actually, you guys I won't be surprised if you guys have a fire sale with your defense, to be honest.
Yeah, we just signed Settle again.
What in the hell is going on with the Vikings, by the way? Were they like in cap hell or what? Like, why are they just getting rid of everybody? Do you know?
Because that's Brian
Defense
Flores.
sucks. Their defense sucks, bro. It's all on the offensive side, and their defense is just horrible. You know what I mean?
But the key pieces they had on defense, like they had their veteran safety. He's actually a really good safety. They had their cornerback who's decent, linebacker, and I can't remember who else. But
I think they underperformed. That's the reality of it.
Brian Flores,
and then Adam Thielen too. I saw they got rid of him. I was just surprised because I didn't know that they were like one of those teams that was going to be having a flash sale like that.
Yeah.
Wait, they got rid of Thielen?
Yeah,
they got rid of him.
So let me
where did he go to?
no one yet. So let me actually ask some questions to the panel. Okay? So we'll talk about free agency first, then we'll move on to other subjects later on. But let's talk about Adam Thielen. Now, I want to go around the board, and I will ask the Buffalo version of this same question. So, for example, Color, I think that a guy that we could probably move off of is Cedric Wilson Jr.
Yes.
And I think we should consider trading him to a needy team. If we were to pick up a receiver in his place, is there a name out there that you think it could be? Or, like, do you think Adam Thielen could fit in this offense, maybe? How do you feel about this?
Well, what kind of numbers are we looking at in comparison between Wilson and Thielen?
Give you one moment, I can tell you that, but keep it going while I look that up for you.
because if there's a big difference, or let's just say, even if you're just, besides the comparison, what is Thielen looking for? Is he still looking for big money? Because he's been kind of hit by the injury bug the last couple seasons. Plus, it kind of happened as soon as Stephon Diggs came in and started lighting it up. The shine started coming off of him. But when he was the only one there, he was lighting it up. He is a good receiver. He's got great hands. I just think, he's come back from injury, but he is getting older. Has he slowed down a little bit in his route running? Because let's face it, Noah shut him down when we played him this season. But you know what I mean? I don't know. If he's looking for an environment change, and that's what's affecting him, then I guess, I mean, I would rather have Adam Thielen than Cedric Wilson at this point. Although Thielen doesn't provide the punt return services that Wilson does.
Yeah, I understand. So if we were to
but Adam Thielen's got great hands. I mean, he really knows how to catch the football.
Yeah, interesting enough, if we do a post-June release, right, it says that our dead cap, actually, no.
Well, real quick, one other thing, Ali, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to finish off the Adam Thielen take by saying that if he can come back around and you get at least one more season of the Adam Thielen from a couple years ago, you're talking he was, dare I say, Cooper Cup-ish. In his couple season run for a minute, so
that was back in 2017 and 2018. I mean, the guy's only had 2 seasons over 1,000.
His hands have that capability. Obviously, he can't run routes like that anymore, and blah blah blah. That's my point. Is what's he looking for money wise and all that? But can he come back around and give it all out for one more season and get even 3/4 of that type of performance? I mean, what's that worth to you? You know what I mean? So that's all I need to say.
Yeah, I understand. So essentially, if you go look at it, Cedric Wilson's making about $8 million, right? We can't, even if we post June 1st, cut him, he's still, the dead cap is like $6 million. So it doesn't really make sense. You can trade him. If you trade him, then it's not so bad. And honestly, his contract is tradable if you look at comparative to other receivers that are out there, with the market being reset last offseason.
I mean, I like him. I don't think he's I think he was worth what we're paying him. I think he's perfect fit. He just, again, people underestimate how much we were force feeding our 2 other wide receivers. I mean, if our tight ends weren't even getting any targets, why would Cedric Wilson?
Hey, shout out to Adam Sadowski for the $5 super chat, by the way.
Yeah, I gotcha. Shout out.
Yeah,
Greg, I'm bringing you back up. I'm going to roll people through here. What's up, Mountie fans? I see you up in here.
What's going on, Ali? How you? What's going on with this last episode stuff? What's going on with that?
Okay, I'll say this again. We're going to have to save the whole show, Color. Color and I are taking a break of Late Night Exhale. This is only a season finale up until the beginning of preseason. The beginning of preseason, Late Night Exhale is back. No problem. Okay?
Oh, okay. Got it.
We're just taking a break, but we're moving on to another show that will have a different time slot Monday through Friday, and we'll have more details once we have that all put together.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. If one Friday night around,
you ought to just pin that in the comments.
Around June or July, one Friday night, they dumped the news that we signed Lamar Jackson, then and let's say DTA and Shake and everybody's all out of it. You're getting late night color commentary on Saturday night. Bet that. I mean, it all depends on how it ramps up, how boring it is in the off season. You know what I mean? I mean, if we're trying to drum stuff,
Lamar, he was number 1.
Right
Probably going to be a
now.
little more structured format, a lot
Here
more
we go.
fun stuff, and a lot more comedy. And let's have a
No,
good
but that's
time.
an interesting
Yeah,
question you're asking, Ollie.
we're all
I like
we're
that.
all gonna be thrown in basically because you're gonna have basically the way it's gonna look. You're gonna have Lee and Kohler in the morning. They're gonna be doing their thing, killing it. Me and Lewis are gonna be running an afternoon show, open panel for everybody. If you guys don't know, like Twitter Space, just picture Twitter Spaces, but like in YouTube format. So same type of principle, same idea, but over here on the channel. And then I know Shake and me are going to be doing something Saturday night. You're going to have Kohler and Ali's going to be coming back. Are you coming back before preseason starts or around that time?
Before the first preseason game, we'll be back.
Okay, so that's what it'll look like.
That Saturday before the first game.
Yep, and I'll still be doing Dolphins debrief. I'll still be doing the shorts and a couple of live shows. I'll probably, Dolphins debrief will probably be like maybe once or twice a week, sometime in the evening when nobody else is going. But going to be focusing on doing this thing with Shake and then also doing this afternoon show with Lou.
Greg, I'm going to be Greg. I'll bring you back in a second. I'm trying to rotate people. Mark from Vince Mafia. What's up, Mark?
Hey guys, I just want to come up with my pals here, Michael and Amicus. We're just starting a new show of our own, and we're.
Well, that cat was let out of the bag.
Well, that's good. Now we know where we can go troll.
Absolutely.
Wait, hold on. First off, this is the first time I'm seeing Mark's face. Secondly, what'd you say, Mark?
No, I said we're starting the show, so we're going to give you a little bit of. We're taking some of your ideas. We like what you guys do, and we're going to basically have a lot of diverse topics. Bills related primarily, but NFL tied in.
You know what's funny? It is not seeing your face for the first time, Mark, and hearing your voice come out of it makes me want to insult you less.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
So where's all this going down, Mark? I would absolutely never even in a million years think to insult a guy that looks like you.
Hey, caller, I'm sorry. He's still a Bills fan, so I can.
I would be like, what a schmuck, because I'm
you heard what he said, though. You heard what he said.
If you were driving bad, I would still make fun of you. But
hold on,
bro.
DTA.
I was just gonna say I like putting a face to it, bro. I'd never seen his face, so when I heard your voice, I pictured a Ron Jeremy with a handlebar mustache. That's what I pictured.
I pictured Dan Aykroyd because I think his voice is a banger for Dan Aykroyd, but that's the reality of it. But no,
actually, I thought it was Dustin Hoffman. I always pictured Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, snap. Color, you heard what he said. They like some of our ideas and they're going to use it. So what you're saying is,
motherfuckers hate us because they ain't us.
That's right. You hate us because you ain't us. And now you're taking their ideas. What the hell? No, I'm just kidding.
Where did EM go? EM split. EM split because he knows he has to answer as to why he misrepresented my Jalen Waddle position last night.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Where you at, EM?
And just to take it back for old time's sake, I'm just telling you, thank you for signing Tua for the 5th-year contract. Put your team into misery for the next 2 years, and then you're going to be shit afterwards.
So Mark, where's your show going down at?
Mark looks like the guy that you really want to knock out at the poker table.
Where's your new show going to be?
You just can't because he keeps getting a River Queen on you. You know what I mean?
Where's your new show going to be going down at? Who's your co-host? What's the details?
Amicus, give some details on that.
Well, I mean, we just got started. We just
player at the table, and he beats everybody, takes the whole pot.
Hey, they're new to the table. Let them figure things out. Let them announce it. Don't force us out.
Hey, Amicus.
No, listen,
Amicus. After having such a good talk with you, you're gonna link up with Mark, man. Damn! Now there you go.
Here we go. No, I mean, listen, this is in the Genesis embryo stage, and we just had a couple of talks about it, but we're going to get the ball rolling. I've always told y'all the past few weeks that what this TFTG platform is doing is very innovative. Y'all have a very good concept. Bills Mafia doesn't have anything like it. So, taking a little piece of the TFTG, but mixing our own style and some other creative ideas that we've come up with to really put everything together into a very innovative, immersive, fanatic experience.
Now, are you going to be able to take the abuse these guys take?
Absolutely. We embrace the fucking trolls. Come one, come all, and let's have a party.
Amicus, I like that word you used,
I'm gonna step out
fanatic.
for a little bit, guys.
All right,
Hey,
Mark.
I'm going to be there.
All right, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
I wonder what the show's gonna be like. Is it gonna be like they just all have a doll of Josh
Make
Allen?
sure you
and
put a
practice
gallon
kissing?
of water in your
Hey,
car.
hey, guys.
No, we can't. You know what? We can't give too much away, but we can't give too much away. But one of the guys is going to be like Fredo.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Ali, I want to answer your question though.
I
Real
can
quick
tell you
before
the
I
name
get
of
out
the.
of here.
I can tell you the name of the channel if you like. What it will be called.
Hold that thought. I want to hear what Todd has to say real quick. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get out of here and drive home in a second. But I wanted to answer your question. If
Go
I'm
ahead.
going for a receiver, it's not going to be him. It's going to be Braxton Berrios because he can return.
Okay.
And that would be my last receiver because I feel between our.
Jose, are you saying Skolnick? He looks like a fatter version of Skolnick.
I want to see if our rookie from last year can move up to the slot and be a big slot receiver, or Sherfield back.
That's true.
That's
I want Sherfield back for sure. I want him back for sure. Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say. Because in talking about it too, like you're gonna have Tyreek Hill, you're gonna have Jalen Waddle. Now Ali, I don't know if you guys remember, Ali made a really good point. I can't remember. It's like I think it was like midway through the season, and you brought up a good point, and it actually made a lot of sense. And do you remember the whole discussion you had, Ali, when you're talking about like the position we would be in? I mean, it's common sense, but if like Tyreek went out for any, any big amount of time, or if we lost Waddle,
it was a Debo argument. That's basically what it was. I was arguing the fact that you can't just have all the hopes put on one player. You need basically. I see this team being built where they have two of every player. They have two people that can fill the Tyreek Hill role. They have two people that can fill in for Waddle. They have two people that can fill in for tight end, no problem. They have like for likes. That's basically what I was getting at. Go ahead.
And to me, that makes the perfect sense. And then when I look at it, though, in terms of like getting a wide receiver, I guess if the perfect opportunity presented itself and it was very team friendly, maybe we would do it. But in my, in all reality, I look at it. We've got Tyreek Hill, you've got Jalen Waddle. I'm definitely bringing back Sherfield. And for a lot of people that don't know, again, just to reiterate, Eric Ezukama, we got him for a reason. Now, the reason he didn't, and I know there's been a lot of speculation as to why he didn't play, why we didn't see a lot of him last season. The reason is because him and Channing Tindall, they had already came out and said it was the plan from the very beginning to have both of those guys sit, learn the playbook, and especially in terms of just Eric Ezukama, he was struggling not so much with the plays itself, but just learning. He's the difference between in college where you look at the sideline and they hold up a bunch of pictures that illustrate whatever play you're going to do, and the difference between coming to the pros and getting the play calls and how that works. So the whole operation of it and the playbook itself was what he was learning. Now they've already said in terms of Channing Tindall and Eric Ezukama that they were both going to have a prominent role and be well more involved in the offense as far as Eric next season for 2023. So I expect when you have Tyreek Hill, you've got Jalen Waddle, you bring back Sherfield, and you're going to have Eric Ezukama, figure out what we're going to do at tight end, or unless they stick with Durham Smythe and Hunter Long and them guys.
Who was the?
I don't know. I agree on the fact, again, I like the idea, like Ali said, of having somebody. If one of our main guys goes down, you've got to have a contingency that can give you the same production or at least close to it. And I also like the idea of having a very tall receiver that can high point the ball, and in a contested one-on-one, if he needs to go up and get it or in the back of the end zone, you're not always relying on just your tight end. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or having, kind of that Devontae Parker type role where he could go up in a contested throw with one-on-one and he's going to get the ball. He's going to grab it, right?
Who DTA, who's the kid that went undrafted that we kept, and Braylon Sanders or something like that?
Right.
Braylon
I think he's
Sanders,
from I think he's from South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, maybe
I
he
could
gets
be wrong.
reps. Maybe we bring him like permanently, and he gets a lot more reps if we were to trade Cedric Wilson. You know what I mean? If we were to do something like that.
Well, and that's where, when it comes to, because look, again, this is another point that Ali talked about a long time ago. Cedric Wilson, and again, this is, just to reiterate, but this is something Ali said a long time ago. Before Tyreek was even on the table, Cedric Wilson was going to be our Tyreek, right? But at that point, they'd already pulled the trigger on him. So then they got Tyreek. We kept both. I'm kind of on this point now with everything I just said. I have to wait and see what they're going to do with Cedric. Are they going to try to move him, or are they going to keep him and restructure? I don't know what they're going to do. But you do have him. You could possibly move him and try to get somebody else in here. But I think at least out of the other, the lower tier guys that we have, I would definitely bring back Sherfield and Craycraft. I think those two come back.
Right, I was about to say
and
Craycraft.
Braylon Sanders was great in college. I don't know what, they may not translate to the pros, but I really liked him.
Yeah, I liked Braylon Sanders too. What I saw in preseason, I do want to see more of Eazy-E though. Eazy-E showed me a lot in preseason, and we didn't get to see that at all during the season at all, which kind of upset me. But it is what it is. It is what it is, and I definitely have high hopes for him too.
Got a question.
Go ahead, Mr. Balk. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What? No, it's no problem. Wasn't he also picked by Wes Welker? Eazy-E.
Yeah,
well, from the same school.
They went to the same school. He even said, shout out to Coach Coach Welker and everything. So, we'll have to see about that. But I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure why he didn't see the field last year. That's just kind of weird to me. It was just kind of weird. So let's actually change. Same offense. We'll talk about offense, but I want to switch to running backs since DTA brought like for like, and actually the Buffalo Bills fans in here can actually get involved. Because I know they need running back just as bad as we do. So let's think about it this way. So DTA stated that I made the claim, and I did make this claim, that the way that they're building the team, they want to have guys that are like for like. So there's no hard transition if one of them goes down. You already got the guy, and he already knows the system, and they play very similar, right? That was basically the concept of how I could see them doing it. Now, what if we were to do that with the running back room? Everybody have said that they wouldn't mind Mostert coming back, right? Everyone agrees with that?
Yes.
I would like
that totally.
Back, yes.
But 90% of the people in the chat will agree. They want one of the two guys, probably Raheem Mostert, back. What if?
And I think Ali's saying is he's saying that you bring Mostert. We already got Ahmed coming back, but then you bring Mostert back, and then that's your building blocks. The other two or three running backs is where you go from there. Is up.
Hear me out, DTL. Let me land here. So we're talking about like for like. Well, there's a guy that his comp is Raheem Mostert. And if you watch him run and the way he plays and how shifty he is, they say he's one of the shiftiest running backs in this draft. It's Mr. Chase Brown. I am going to slam it on this table till it comes true into existence that we draft this kid, right? He runs almost as fast as Raheem Mostert, plays like Raheem Mostert, catches the ball like Raheem Mostert. He is goddamn a younger guy version of Raheem Mostert.
What about?
Well, let me ask you this though. You go like for like. You go like for like, and the first guy ain't doing so hot. What makes you think the second guy is going to do any better?
That's why you have to bring others, not just him. There's a guy that, and I'm just going to throw this as a rumor. The rumor has it is that the Miami Dolphins are interested, as well as this person is interested in linking up, and that's Kareem Hunt. He's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Raheem Mostert.
Caleb, bring him back.
Say that again.
Can they bring back Kalen Balaj?
Hell no! From the XFL? No way. Did he play for Orlando?
Nah, bro.
That seems horrible. Go ahead.
Someone else that I like too, Ali.
Go ahead.
Another running back that I really like that Carolina has is Deontay Foreman. Dude's a really hard runner. If you could get a trade for him,
well, let's
good runner, really hard runner.
Could I bring up a guy, Ali, real quick?
Hold on, before you do, Anthony, I'll let you go next. I promise. Okay. Deontay Foreman, for people that don't know, I think it wasn't last year, it was the year before. Derrick Henry missed a couple games, right? Deontay Foreman filled in for him, no problem. They were like, in fact, towards the end of that season, when they went into the playoffs, Deontay Foreman was outperforming Derrick Henry. What was the point?
Yes, he was.
Yep.
So
I've seen that.
just being honest, that kid was actually pretty good. Go ahead, Anthony. Who you got? What do you got?
Yeah, the guy I like, I'm still banging the table for him. I don't care about the 40 time. The 40 time means nothing to me. His play speed is way faster than he actually ran at the combine. I like Kenny McIntosh
from Georgia.
Yeah.
I just can't get behind it, bro. I really can't. Like,
no, honestly, people
me
overrate.
either. I'm not a fan.
No, people overrate the 40 time. He plays way faster than he ran. Like when you watch his tape at Georgia.
The problem though, Anthony, is that I feel like there's way it's so to me it's a deep running back draft. There's way more better options. If we're gonna draft one, right? First of all, if you're not talking free agency or anything or trading, and you're just talking draft, I think the Dolphins have better shot at many other better options than Kenny McIntosh. Not saying that he's dog shit. I'm not saying that at all. But
so let me ask some of these Buffalo Bills they're sitting here silent, twirling and sitting on their thumbs. So I know you guys need running back, and every year it seems like you guys are banging the table for a running back in the first round, and it never happens. Is this the year you find?
This is the year, Ali. Bijan Robinson, number 27, baby. It's happening.
I know you guys had him over for dinner the other night, and I know there was another running back too, right? The kid from Texas, the other
Rashawn Johnson.
Rashawn.
Yeah, you had both in the house. You guys gonna draft both?
No, they're gonna Max Borghi.
Yeah, Rashawn was just there for moral support. We're going after Bijan.
No, honestly, I think Bijan's getting drafted by the. I think the Cowboys are going to draft him.
Really?
To be honest.
I don't know if they're going to do that.
I seen Mark Jeffs showing that he's going to.
I put me in a school of Bills fans that do not want a first-round running back.
I
don't like the money that you're paying and the longevity that you've
There's
got.
actually a lot of running backs that you don't have to draft in the first round.
Come on, Kalen.
Draft, to be honest.
What are you doing, my guy?
I like this kid. Could you look at this kid from Mississippi by name? I think it was like Lee Hill or Evans or something. He's like a 6 foot, 216-pound running back with speed that I really like that you can get in the third or fourth round.
Oh, Zach Evans from Mississippi State. I know who you're talking about.
Mississippi State, the kid from Mississippi from Ole Miss.
Yeah, Zach Evans. He's 6 foot, 215 pounds. Yep, I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to see what his his combine.
Honestly, the guy who, if Buffalo drafts a running back, to me, the guy who fits the best in your system is Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama.
We already have Jahmyr Gibbs. He's called James Cook. Same guy.
Yeah, I'm about to say James Cook.
And as you guys heard, speaking of Cook, there's been rumors.
Yes, there has.
We've been interested in Cook as well.
Yes.
That's his older brother, Cook. So
I prefer Alexander Madison, to be honest with you. 24 years old, 376 NFL carries. I want the younger legs.
Hey, I'll take the brother combination in the backfield. Cook and Cook. That sounds great to me. Let's do it.
Super Bowl sounds great to me, so let's win one finally.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I meant to bring that up, and I'm glad you're here, Mark. So I understand that you guys are starting your own channel, and that's great, and I appreciate knowing that. I have a great idea for a sponsorship. I think you guys should partner up with Lysol because you're definitely going to need that to dust off. Empty.
Greg, I'll never forget. I always love the laugh.
If you're listening, the Buffalo Bills need some help. You can help them out. So,
hey, I'll tell you, Ali, a caller, and I'm sorry, El Cap's not here. DTA, did you step out for just a bit? But we all had a chance to enjoy your show. I really, really enjoyed the entertainment value, the content, the quality of what you do and everything. So a lot of that is a driving force for us to be able to provide the same comparable thing for Bills fans.
Just with intelligence. We're just going to add a little bit of intelligence to our show.
Shout out to
Michael giving a hit.
Shout out to Josh Tito.
That's a low blow, Amicus.
No hard feelings. I've been
whoa, that wasn't Amicus. That was Mikey. That wasn't Amicus.
Hey, by the way, intelligence for Bills fans is more than 2 syllables.
Damn, Mookie.
At least we're not. At least we're not Jets fans.
Yeah, well, you're right, Anthony. That one you're right on, buddy.
Jose Valdez says, Ali, the Bills are showing Bijan Robinson the tables the fan used to slam themselves through. Damn.
No, and you know, Mikey. The hilarious thing is, I go through Jets. They're already panicking that Aaron Rodgers might back out of the deal and say no. They're already calling out their front office for bungling this trade.
You'll know Wednesday.
It's funny. This morning I heard they had a deal, and then later in the afternoon, it's like, oh, nope, those reports aren't true. No deal is in effect yet.
I heard no matter what, he's not going to announce anything until Wednesday.
Yeah, no, honestly, for me, I think Aaron doesn't go to – I think he retires.
Ooh, you know what, though? This is what I think. He could play one more year and make $51 million. Mm-hmm. I don't see how he can't do it.
Liz, it says you're not connected. I can't connect you yet, Liz. I'm sorry.
This spring break's be a great.
Come back in, maybe.
How delusional are Jets fans to think they actually have a chance at Aaron? My question.
Well, they're the only one in the running. They're the only one in the running. The Raiders backed out.
They've been on Aaron Rodgers' watch for the past 48 hours. They're freaking out over this trade.
You want to know what's interesting is the fact that the Panthers traded up all the way to number 1, gave away 3 first-round picks and then some, and now are trying to trade down. That's really interesting.
I called that the other day. I had a feeling they would do. What was the movie with the agent Kevin Costner?
No. The one.
That was like wasn't that draft day?
Yeah, draft day. Yep, they're gonna pull a draft day.
Yeah.
They're going to call Chicago back, being like, I want my picks back. I want my receiver back.
Yeah, no.
Fucking pancakes, too.
You know, honestly, I think they draft – if they stay at number 1, I think people are overhyping the C.J. Stroud thing. I think they go with Levis.
I think they go with Richardson.
I think
Richardson's
there's too much. There's too much.
I'm going to give you a hot take. What's his name? Bryce Young? He's a bust.
Yes.
That's not a take. That's a fact.
I'm telling
Bryce Young is falling out of the
We already have Bryce Young. He's called Tua shit the bag Viola.
On that thing last year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why people are like a whole bunch of GMs are hesitant in the top 10 to draft them all.
Nobody's going to take a 5'10" and a quarter, 200-pound quarterback without an NFL arm. It's not going to happen. It's a joke. The guy's a second-round guy at best, maybe even a third-rounder.
Yeah,
He's actually a CFL quarterback, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he'll be in the XFL in 3 years.
Yeah. No, honestly, I see him going to the the Arena Football League.
Doesn't matter. He can join Tua. They can lead their shit league team to nothing.
And take Tua with him.
Speaking of Guardians, I don't mean to cut you off, Mr. Falk, but speaking of Guardians, it was interesting. I saw former ACC Player of the Year, Francois, the quarterback of Florida State, if you remember him.
I remember him. Yeah, he played 2 games and got hurt.
Team already.
Say that again, Greg?
I'm the bandwagon, the new team. Orlando's ass.
They are ass, dude.
Yeah, they are.
If I have to pick one of the XFL teams that I like, shout out to Coach Phillips with the Houston Roughnecks, man. That team's on fire right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna stick with my Florida team, so I have to ride with that shit show.
Good. I understand.
Hey, Ollie. Mark was probably around when the Green Bay Packers were winning championships in the 60s.
I was, believe it or not, I was like 8 and 9 years old then. Remember, guys, I'm freaking ancient. I'm a fossil.
I'm not far behind you, Mark. I'm not far behind you.
Damn. So let's keep talking about free agency and stuff. So what position do you guys think, and I'll let the Bills answer for their team too. We'll go around the table. What position do you think that will be the first position addressed in free agency? We'll start
linebacker.
We'll start off with you.
I think Michael McGlinchey may sign with the Dolphins, to be honest with you.
No.
Yes.
We're gonna get the Bills middle linebacker.
I like Mike McGlinchey.
Take him.
Yeah, but Anthony, you're saying linebacker, right?
But I'm gonna say this. I say honestly, I don't believe that rumor, the Seattle thing. I honestly think we bring Wagner and David in. And then we bring in a young linebacker. To me, this is my line of thinking. I think they even if they sign a linebacker, sign 2 linebackers, I think they still draft a linebacker and have them play and learn behind Wagner and David. To be honest.
Shout out to Joe Rist. Joe Rist says backup mid-season starting quarterback. Holy shit!
Who? Tua Young.
Damn,
I'm gonna say we call Tom Brady in the middle of the season to come out of retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's he doing? Is he going to go to the 49ers?
Let's actually talk about him real quick. So, because I want to go around the table and make sure everyone got to address the question I had. I will say this. As much as he says that he's not interested, rumors keep popping up, and there are people that are connected to him that said that they see him doing it. Still.
Well, I got a theory on that. Because Greg Olsen did such a great job as the #1 caller for Fox. I don't think Fox wants to get rid of Greg Olsen in the booth. And I don't think Brady wants to go and sit in New York behind a desk right away.
I don't think Brady wants to become the next freaking Tony Romo. I don't think he wants to be the next Tony Romo, personally. Because I don't know if you know this, but Tony Romo's been shit in the bed when calling games recently.
No, he got called out. He got called out by CBS too.
Ali, they say Greg Olsen is even worse.
I don't know.
No, I heard good things about Greg. Like he was stepping it up, but Romo, they've had sit downs with his ass.
Because that's how Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow fanboy.
Yep.
Look.
So let's continue the question about the free agency. So Anthony, you answered. Mark, what did you say? You can answer for
I
your
think Lynch is going to the Dolphins. I think that's where they're going to spend their money.
Okay, what about your own team though? What about the Bills? What do you guys think you can address first?
I think the Bills are going to make a move where they're going to bring in they're going to scale it down to free agency. They might trade Ed Oliver on draft day for a couple of picks, but the Bills are going to maneuver salaries right now, and they're going to get about $15 million under the cap. We know they're not going to keep Poyer, and I think Edmonds is 50-50. I got a feeling Edmonds is going to be back.
Tell me who here would not take Ed Oliver and have Christian Wilkins together on this team? Who wouldn't do that? Please tell me.
I don't think you could afford Oliver.
I know,
that's
but
the problem.
Let's say we could. Let's say we could, and we did it. But who wouldn't take that? I mean, personally. But that's pretty interesting, Mark. I like where you're hitting that. Mr. Polk, what position do you think we address first?
You talking about free agency?
Free agency, yes.
Oh well. At first, I was going to say quarterback, but I might leave that alone. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm gonna kind of go off. I'm gonna kind of go off key and say tight end.
Tight end. Dalton Schultz, right, Mr. Polk? Dalton Schultz. That's what you're telling me.
Well, let's say the best available. That's out there.
That I think he's the best available, in my opinion. Dalton Schultz, I think, would be the guy can block. He already proves that he puts Bosa in his place. Let's bring him. I mean, personally, that's who I would take.
Right, because he kind of remind me of Smite, because Smite is sort of when we got Smite, he was supposed to compliment oh my goodness, Gasecki, but he started developing a little bit more of his hands, but
I agree, Liz.
He's kind of dropped off as of lately. So yeah, I've been hearing about Schultz and the comparison to Smite. So yeah, that's the area I would address tight end, because we need to do something with that.
I got you, Mr. Mountie Fins. Are you still there, bud?
Pretty good candidate to do it. Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, what position do you think we'll address first in the free agency?
I think we might try. Well, okay. I think we're going to address the offensive line.
Offensive line. Okay. The McClinchy guy from San Fran or someone different?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I would go. I would go. The dude from Orlando Brown, the dude from Kansas City.
Yeah, I like him too. That's the guy we could. I don't know what kind of money he's gonna want though. He may want the bag. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Well, if we're gonna run it back with Tua, we better have him well protected. I tell you that.
Yeah, better check that mark off to make sure that's not an issue at all. Definitely, I agree with you. There's also the guy.
Wait a minute, you guys. I don't care what offensive lineman the Dolphins get. You're not going to be able to defend against a blade of grass, which Tua seems to be concussed by.
Damn, Mark, bringing the heat already. So there's a kid from Georgia that, not Georgia, Atlanta that everyone likes. McGrady.
Kyle Schwarber.
No, McGrady's right tackle.
Yeah, Kyle McGrory. They drafted him first round, 31st pick, about 4 years ago. He's not going to get. He wasn't re-signed.
Yeah, I heard some good things about him, so that might be a guy we can look at. Let's go.
He's played well the last 2 years.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go with Michael K. Michael K., who do you think your team will address first, or if you want to comment on the Dolphins, it's up to you.
Well, I think if they get rid of Singletary, I think they're going to bring in a veteran running back. That's in free agency. That's the only thing. That's if they get rid of Singletary, because he's going to get. Well, he made $5 million last year. He's going to probably want 8 or 9 this year. So,
not happening in Buffalo.
Who would y'all get?
Yeah, there's
Alexander Madison, guys. Look for Alexander Madison.
So the team, we talked about Adam Thielen earlier, by the way. The team that supposedly is like the favored to sign him is the Bills. That's what everyone is saying. Everyone is saying he's going to go to the Bills.
Hell no.
No,
thank you, Ali.
You're saying is Gabe Davis is a failure, and
I didn't say this. This is what the national media believes, bro. I didn't say it. So.
Bro, they said the Bills were Super Bowl favorites. I think the national media are idiots, okay?
Yeah, that's true. I think they're idiots also. The reality of it. That's interesting.
Until I'm going to tell you, if Buffalo's a national favorite, they're idiots because they don't have an offensive line that are favorites, and that's what's killing that team.
I gotcha. We're gonna go to Amicus next, and then Shake Money afterwards. Amicus, who do you got? What person do you think, or what position do you think you guys address first?
I think we address offensive line and free agency. I think that I shouldn't say I think. I hope that we trade Ed Oliver and a 5th for Derrick Henry or a Dalvin Cook. And then in the draft, we do whatever it takes to get Jordan Addison out of USC. And then hand us a Lombardi, baby. Because, I mean, honestly, if we have King Henry and Jordan Addison, it's fucking over. It's over.
Amicus, it's not over because you don't have an offensive line that's going to support you. Derrick Henry's going to run for like -2 yards and fall down.
It doesn't matter, man. James Cook averaged 6.3 yards per carry second half of the season behind that alleged bad O-line. We'll be fine.
Which I don't think our offensive line is as bad as everybody thinks it is.
Me neither.
Yeah, they'll tell it's Josh Allen in the Bengal game.
Nah, Josh Allen's a pussy and he runs out of the pocket too early.
See that? That's why the new Bills content show is going to be explosive. We all hate each other.
Oh, man. I remember when you and Mark would go at it.
Oh yeah, I'd call him a condescending douche.
I am a condescending douche. He actually had it spot on.
Damn.
I just really came to that agreement.
Shake Money, who do you got? What position do you think we're going to address first?
All right. Well, what I think they're going to do, or what I want them to do, they're two different things. I think personally, because they got Vic Fangio, they're not going to do big names in defense. I think that the reason they hired Vic Fangio was to mask their deficiencies. I think they're going to go cheap on defense and double down on offense. Personally, I think they're going to, so that's what I think they're going to do because I think
they're going to cheap out on defense.
Yeah, because that's why they got Vic Fangio. Had they got better players, I think they would have stuck with Josh Boyer. But they're like, you know what? Scheme is going to hide our deficiencies. being that Vic Fangio, they gave him all this money to kind of mask what's going on wrong with the defense. I think they're going to double down on the offense this time around.
I think
coaching's important, Shake, but I don't think you can mask the defensive deficiencies with a 60-some-odd-year-old defensive coordinator.
I agree, but I'm saying like I said, what makes sense and what they do have been two different things for the last 3 years.
Well, they've been doing wrong things since 2001, since Chris Greer was, for some
either
reason,
way,
given a position.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Mark? What they should do and what makes sense and what they done for the last years don't connect the dots.
I'm going to tell you something, Shake. If the Dolphins starting corners next year are not Kohu, Needham in the slot, and Terrell Williams at the other corner, and Xavier Howard's still on that roster, you guys are making a big mistake.
Yeah. So here's the reality of it. I'll answer and then I'll let color go afterwards.
Damn.
I think we're gonna go defense first. It's either gonna be middle linebacker or safety, right? And the reason I say that is because the system that I think Fangio is gonna run is more of a hybrid. You're gonna need these safeties that play backers, right? That's what I think is going to happen. That's why people that think that Brandon Jones is this guy that's just we're going to let him run off in the sunset or we're going to move away from him. Bullshit. Fangio loves versatility, right? He loves when you can play multiple positions effectively. And in a sense, I think that some of the new schemes that you might see from Fangio, you're going to see safeties play more like linebackers or have one, when we have the two high, one of them can come down a little bit closer to actually be more of like a linebacker sense. I think that's what's going to happen.
Ollie?
Go ahead.
What I was going to say, this is what I would do if I was Chris Greer. There would be two guys I would give the bag to, all right, and then I would go find depth. I'm going after Caleb McGarry, whatever the heck his name is, number 1.
Yeah.
Solidify that right tackle. You now got a legit right tackle blocking to his blind side.
Mm-hmm.
I would then go after Tremaine Edmonds, the big spender on the defense. Okay. Yeah. Those would be my top 2 spenders. And then what I'm doing with the rest of the money for free agency, I'm going to go find a decent left guard backup and a decent left tackle backup for cheap money. Mm-hmm. And then I would just plug in whatever holes we need with other depth pieces that you can with the money. And then use the draft picks to define your future pieces.
And here's another hot take I have about the players we're going to pick up, right? We have Chris Greer as our GM. He's the number one.
Sorry to hear that.
He's the Arlington in the NFL, and I guarantee you, Poyer or Jermaine Edmonds, I bet you they signed for less money than what you thought we would get them.
I'd be
Greg, you got to
remember.
Greg, you said you bring in a left guard backup to who?
Well, Terrell Armstead, he's got health concerns, so you need it. If he goes,
you said left tackle guard, left tackle.
I would honestly start Austin Jackson at left guard because I like him at guard, but I feel like you need to also find a backup for him.
You want to fix you want to fix this offensive line. This is what you do. And I apologize. I took your time, caller. I apologize. You in the second round of the 2023 draft, if he's there, you go get Luke Weipler, the center from Ohio State. You put him at center. You move Connor Williams to left guard, right? Then you can take your pick of the litter of whoever's left on this team as an offensive lineman and stick it at right tackle and call it a day. You picked up one player, fixed 2 positions. You instantly have 3/4 of your line already fixed, and it's the least amount of money that you have to spend.
Do you really want Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg at right tackle?
I don't know. I'd rather re-sign what's his name, Snell or Shell or whatever his name was. I'd rather re-sign him and
Brandon Shell. Brandon Shell.
He
was actually decent.
I'd rather re-sign him and have him the right tackle, to be honest. But this way, you don't have to spend the money on left guard. You have Brandon. What's his name? Brandon Jones, or is that Robert Jones?
Robert Jones.
Yeah, we have Robert Jones. Left guard. He actually was pretty good, to be honest. He wasn't bad. He wasn't horrible.
I think you got the wrong Big Ten center. I would go get the kid from Wisconsin. I think his name is Joe Tippmann. He's a little bit bigger. He's a little bit better player, I think.
There's also a kid from Arkansas that you can get later on in the draft too. Ricks, I think his last name is. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, though, right?
I do.
I think he's an option too. In fact, it's kind of funny. I think I actually did a mock draft that I took both centers, the one from Ohio State and the one from.
And don't forget about the kid from Minnesota, John Michael Schmitz.
He ain't bad either. He ain't bad. So Ohio State has a history of good centers when they're drafted, for several years. So that's kind of why
Cincinnati drafted, and that turned out to be a bust. I think it was Billy Price.
Billy Price. I don't know. I can't remember who it
He
was.
was a first round Bengals pick.
Last year? Was it last year?
No, this was
About
like
3
a couple
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah, he's never done anything.
Oh. Well, I can't tell you about what happened there. But anyway, welcome Crypto the show. How's it going, Crypto?
What's up?
Hey,
Crypto?
welcome to Bill's Mafia.
Hey, what's up, Crypto?
Yeah, man. I thought
Crypto,
like
what's good, shit, mate?
3 bills and 1 bill's upside down. What's up, Mr. Polk? What's
Shake
going on, Ali and Color?
Shake Money's starting a new show. It's called In the Dark with Shake Money.
Yeah, no, he got the.
That's right.
All he needed is some glowing neon lights and a disco ball. Shake Money.
Yeah.
Crypto finna get started.
Hey, I got an unpopular take for Broken Take.
Okay.
Ali.
Go ahead. Let's see what you got.
I say we stand pat. We don't need any upgrades or anything because we've been preached to that all we need is Tua to be healthy and we'll be perfectly fine. We're better than the Chiefs. We don't need any upgrades. As long as Tua's healthy, we're Super Bowl bound.
Yeah, that's what Greg was saying. Greg says we have the number one the number one quarterback in all of the land. That's what Greg's saying.
Future Hall of Famer.
Devontae Parker. Bring back Devontae Parker, right? Crypto.
Greg is saying,
we can get rid of Tyreek Hill and bring back Devontae Parker. That's all we need is just Tua's help because he made such a leap in mound growth. He didn't even need Waddle. He didn't even need Tyreek Hill this year.
We're gonna give Parker his second year, 7-year plan for the second time.
Bro,
bring him back on his second 7-year plan.
Hell, because Crypto's talking about bringing Devontae Parker back. Oh my God, hell froze over.
I know.
Oh my God. Anyway, long story short, let's keep it going. So, Color, are you with us?
Yes.
All right. So, what position do we address first in free agency come Monday?
We either get a linebacker that can make a tackle or a quarterback that can take one. One or the other.
That's a good take. That's a good take.
A good one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's actually a good one. So in the news, you may have heard today that what's his name? Gardner Minshew is rumored to maybe to Miami. That's a big maybe. How do you guys feel about him as a backup?
I mean, I don't want to pay a backup quarterback when we have Skyler, but hey, if they feel like Skyler needs more development, we need a third one. I mean, okay, I liked him in Philly. He looked pretty good.
Well, someone has to back up Skyler midseason. I mean, come on, we need to have a backup for the backup. I mean, that's the reality of it, I guess.
We do. When you did the first take, I agree with everything you were saying about Tua.
What were you saying?
I feel the same.
Gardner, does that mean he'll grow my weed for me?
Oh, damn. Damn. So you were saying you agree with what I said about what? About what take?
No, when you start the show and you're talking about the situation with Tua, I was saying that it's like you were reading my mind because my concern with Tua is consistency and his health. And
Look,
then
there are many concerns here, but the reality is, listen, and I wear this with pride, right? I will always be logo before players. That's the reality. I'm a Dolphin fan. I don't care if you call it the Wolf Pack. I embrace that because I'm an ultra Dolphin fan. And what I mean by that, I like to take my fandom to a new level. I I hold teams to certain standards, right? I don't care if it's Skyler, Tua, the giraffe,
off the street.
I don't really care who's throwing the ball as long as we're winning games, bro. As long as we're winning games, that's the reality. Now, on a personal level, yeah, I care about Tua. I want him to be healthy. I don't wish him to get injured at all. I want him to be able to spend time in the NFL and be successful. I ultimately do want that. I own a Tua jersey, for God's sake. I can already prove that, that I support the kid, but I can still hold him to a high standard as a fan.
Purple dye.
Exactly. Because
don't fall down while wearing it.
Yeah, Ali, look at the advantage of that Tua jersey that you have. You got, like, if you have young children, you have diapers in the future.
Good.
Hey, did that Tua jersey come with the grass stains already on it?
Here we go.
Here we go. We're gonna send Mark and the Bills Mafia a copy of Tua's jersey and his statue that will be erected right outside of Buffalo Stadium. We're gonna put a Tua statue outside of Buffalo Stadium.
Kind of like putting a Cam Newton jersey on Bear Bryant's statue, you know.
Hey, by the way, now on Fanatics, the wonderful site Fanatics, if you buy a Tua jersey, you get a black belt and a Cobra Kai patch.
Damn. I need to go put it in order.
That's a good one.
I love these.
Here we go.
So, but so that's what I think we're going to do in free agency. I think we're going to do either linebacker or safety. I think Poyer or Jermaine Edmonds or anybody that we sign, I think they're going to get less money than what people think. I really think that Greer
why does everybody think that people are going to go to Miami for less money? I mean, is it the high rent?
Mark, let me
Cuban restaurants, or is it the cockroaches?
Let's actually look at what we've done in the past year. We brought Teron Armstead for less money than what people expected. Who played the 11 games that they projected him to play. That's fine. He still took less money. We look at other players that we brought in for less.
Tyreek Hill did not take less money. Wilson didn't take less money.
Who was supposed to get the bag? Yeah, he got a bag, but it was at the minimum, not the high end that everyone predicted. You know what I mean?
You got to remember, Agba got the douchebag. You know.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think that wait
a minute, hold on, Mark. He got 17 million. What are you talking about?
Now he got 17 million, but he was looking for like 21, 22, and the Dolphins signed him for 16.4.
Yeah.
So he took less money. He took less money to do nothing in Miami.
I'm just saying, it's less money. That's the reality of it.
Well, less production to go along with it.
Even though this was a crappy signing, but Chase Edmonds took less money than what people predicted.
Did you guys see that Denver let Edmonds go today?
Yeah, it was actually yesterday. They let him go.
Denver actually let him go. Yeah, I guess he's a retread now. He's a journeyman officially now.
Yeah, I mean, even the kid I talked about earlier, Cedric Wilson Jr. He took less money than what people thought they were going to offer him.
He did.
Dallas thought we stole him. They thought
I was pounding the table for him because I had no idea we was getting Tyreek. We were supposed to start the rebuild with them, so I was pounding the table for him early.
You know what I mean? So you can say that, I don't see us overspending. I see us buyers, but not
you know what I honestly see, and I'm not trying to make cracks or denote poor performance, but the Dolphins are spending a lot of money on player personnel because they haven't been able to draft. And that's something that I want to put out to the, primarily to the Dolphin fans in the room, that you're spending a lot of money and you're building the team the wrong way because you're not drafting properly.
You guys, I'm going to be rotating people out as they come up here, okay? So just so you guys know that.
Let me just go ahead and I'm going to chill out and watch the UCLA or Arizona game. So I'm going to check out and let a Dolphins fan come in. But I want to thank everybody for letting me on and having a chance to throw some opinion out.
All right, Mark. Well, thank you.
All right, man.
Good to see you as always, Mark.
All right, Mark.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Ollie, you can drop me back too if there's not room.
Oh, no, there's room for right now. I just had one person waiting. So I'm going to give this guy an introduction. He's the one person that hates the Bills more than anything, and he'd flush them down the toilet if he could. Welcome, Jay, to the party. What's up, Jay? What's up, Jordan?
Yes, indeed. The white son of Brian Cox.
The white son of Brian Cox.
Oh, I should have thought of that one. That would have been really good. So what do you think we're gonna hit on Monday, Jordan? What do you think?
Well, I said it in the chat. I'm operating on the assumption that they're going to go with Tua as the starter, and if that's the case, they have to go offensive line, and they're going to go running back, someone like Henry. I think they have to go with Derrick Henry and a big name offensive lineman, and that's how I see it. I mean, I think it's retarded to stick with Tua. I'd rather go with someone else. But, I mean, the idea of Tua and Jimmy G, I mean, Jimmy's probably going to want about more than 14, about $16 million. Because when he's healthy, he is not an elite quarterback, but he's tier 2, okay? There's not that many elite quarterbacks. There's only maybe 4 in the league. So I think they're going offensive lineman, and they're going to go after Henry. And Chris Greer loves Alabama players. It doesn't matter if he played for Tennessee for I don't know how many years. So, I mean, it's a matter of conjecture. I conjecture Henry and an offensive lineman.
Hey, Jay, real quick, can you name those 4 elite quarterbacks for the viewing audience, please?
Why? For your satisfaction? Because you know one of them. Some Dolphins fans are in denial. Josh Allen, you could argue, is better than Mahomes. I don't think he's better than Mahomes.
Jay Allen's a bum.
Okay, Allen's top 3. I look at it like this. Mahomes, Allen over Burrow, barely. Burrow 3, and I'm putting Trevor Lawrence there right now.
I have to put Burrow over Allen only because he's seen a Super Bowl.
That's fair. Yeah. That's debatable. That's fair. But the thing I love about Allen, I hate it when because he's in our division, is that guy will fucking tuck the ball in like Mike Allstott, the former fullback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and if no one's open, he'll just run. And this is what drives me about Jerome Baker. Okay, we need a linebacker that can wrap. We got to put a spy on him. Okay, and I like Wagner here too. We can afford Wagner, I think. We can manipulate the cap to a certain degree, but Wagner's intelligence, he can take the right angles. How many times has Baker Mayfield taken the wrong angles when we've played Josh Allen, or he's had him dead to rights and he arm tackles? Allen's like Allen weighs more than Jerome Baker. Allen weighs more than more linebackers. So if we don't get Wagner, we better get a fucking 250-pound linebacker.
Hold on, I have another issue with ranking Allen above Burrow. Allen has a propensity to turn the damn ball over in a significant fashion and at the most inopportune times. He plays erratically.
Robert, I'm not going to debate you.
Big moments,
I think
and he can't win the big game. Burrow has proven he can.
Well,
I would argue Allen is the top 5 QB. I would agree with that statement. But 1 is Mahomes, 2 is Burrow.
Burrow has way better receivers as well.
That.
Keep that in mind.
Okay, I think Allen's better than Burrow, not by much. That's just my opinion.
I think you're right.
Based upon what? Like the turnover margin doesn't support it.
Oh, I'm not going to argue this, Robert. You're entitled to your First Amendment right? No, okay.
Just for the record, how many interceptions did Allen end up with?
14.
He didn't have a great.
What was the ratio? How many touchdowns he threw?
35.
How many turnovers did Allen have? That's the question to ask.
So is it a little over 2.5, 2 and 3 quarters?
No. How many total turnovers did Allen have? It was like 22 or something like that.
Allen didn't have the greatest season last year. I think it had something to do with.
No, don't say the elbow. Don't say the elbow.
Wait a minute, Robert. Who you say had 22 touchdowns?
No. I said Allen had like 20 or 22 turnovers, something like that.
He had 14 interceptions, 16 fumbles, 10 of them were lost fumbles. So it's 24 turnovers.
He lost the ball 28 times, but they recovered 6 of them.
Okay, quick, he also had 42 total touchdowns and over 5,000 total yards.
He lost the ball 28 times.
He had over 5,000
He
total
lost the
yards.
ball
How many?
28 times. How many times did Burrow lose the ball?
Wait a minute. He lost the.
How
Wait
many
a minute. Hold
times
on. He
did
lost
Joe
the ball
Burrow tuck the
24. Wait a minute.
Robert, how many times has Joe Burrow? Okay, and this is all I'm
How
going to
many
say.
turnovers
Tuck
he
the
had?
fucking football
If it's 10
and
turnovers
run for
and 14
45
interceptions,
yards.
that's 24.
How many quarterbacks can do that and break tackles?
Allen
The
is
guy's
absolutely
huge.
a physical specimen.
He's like
See, but you
Super
don't.
John
But he
Elway.
can't protect the ball.
You don't have. You know what? A quarterback's not supposed to do what he does. So you got to put as a quarterback, Burrow's a better player. As a passer, Herbert's better than Allen. Herbert has a stronger arm than Allen. Herbert has better accuracy than
I
Allen.
wouldn't give that to Herbert because Herbert has a tendency to choke away games
I
in
would
the fourth
rather
quarter.
Trevor Lawrence over Herbert because you know what? As much as I like Herbert, I don't love him. He's shown a propensity not to win. He's not a winner.
I
He
still
He
think
hasn't really had a team.
I still think Herbert is the Bo Callahan.
Hold on. Here's the argument. Here's the problem I have with this whole discussion because this is going to make it unpopular because the fact is, if you're going to argue based on turnover ratios and stuff like that, then Brett Favre wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because his interception to touchdown ratio was damn near almost even by the time he ended his career.
Ali, I'm going to sound
So
like a
we
Bills
can't be
fan.
arguing touchdown versus interception ratio
Guys,
based
when
on
I say this, I'm going to sound like a
this
Bills
argument
fan.
because Brett Favre would not
Can
even
I
be in the Hall
fucking
of
speak?
Fame.
Crypto, please. I'm going to sound like a Bills fan. To the person in the chat that says that Allen chokes in the playoffs, that was on the defense in Kansas City a couple years ago. That wasn't on Josh Allen. Josh Allen went toe-to-toe with Mahomes. That was on the Buffalo Bills defense. Okay, that was not on
Yeah, that
Josh
was
Allen.
really-
Josh
yeah.
Allen played admirably.
Yeah, that was
and
the
so
Bills
did
defense is
Mahomes.
terrible.
Oh yeah, the
That's a
13
fair statement.
13 seconds game. And we're not saying
It was
Allen can't
literally
shine.
13 seconds that kept him out of the Super Bowl.
It's not on Allen at all.
Well,
The
at
Bills
least that
offense
year it
played
was.
great.
Hey, speaking of
Hey,
which, who's the
Arlie,
I don't know
new
about
defense?
this past year that came up, but at least that year,
Hey, who's
he
gonna
was
be
probably
the
the
new
best
defensive
quarterback in the
coordinator of the
playoffs.
Bills? Who's gonna be the new defensive coordinator of the Bills now that Frazier stepped
Colin
down?
McDermott, the head coach.
And that's probably better for the Bills.
You don't
in
think
my
they bring
opinion.
anybody?
Nah, they brought that one. They brought the one guy in from Carolina. He'll probably take the reins.
Right.
Well,
But
officially,
McDermott will call the play.
but I think Derman's going to take. He's going to call the plays.
Yeah.
Okay, because he knows his job is on the line. If they choke again in the playoffs, he's finished.
I kind of think that is true. If you guys lose again in the playoffs like that when you're so close and you have such a built team,
he's
I
finished.
McDermott gone.
Hey, Ali, is that necessarily true? Maybe they caught the 7-year plan disease like our franchise, and they're giving people in the 7-year plans.
No, they've been
Maybe
on
that's not the
they've been
case.
on a lifetime. They've been on a lifetime plan, bro. That's why their trophy case is empty.
Yeah, they just keep recycling their 7-year plans over and over so they can keep losing every year.
If you're here, I know a channel that's looking for sponsors. Just saying. Anyway, I'm just messing with my Bills friends. So let's keep it moving with what we got coming up. So in the draft, you saw my shows, you saw my Broken Take episodes. We've talked a lot about different players. I've talked about the linebackers. I've talked about corners. I've talked about running backs. I honestly think in the second round, our first pick is going to be either a linebacker or a corner. It's going to be one or the other. That's what I honestly think is going to happen. DTA, you haven't been around for a while. What do you think? What do you think we're going to take with the second round pick?
I've been saying exactly what you're saying. I think it's going to be a linebacker or corner. That's what I'm going with. If it was me, I would grab a linebacker with the first pick that we have, and then I'd go after a cornerback. Perhaps you could then go after a running back. But in this top, someone that I'd say with our first two picks that we are going to have, I don't think we're going to move up or do anything like that. I think it's going to be a linebacker or corner. I don't know in what order.
Okay. We'll move across the board here. Amicus, I know you said you guys are getting Bijan Robinson with the first pick. That's what you're thinking, right? That's your golden boy, right? Am I right? Amicus? You're on mute, Amicus. Okay, Amicus must have walked away. We'll go to Crypto. Crypto, you got who do you got us taking with the second round pick. What do you got?
Everybody's on mute.
Yeah, Crypto, you're on mute. Damn, Crypto, I never heard you so quiet. Shake Money.
No. I was if we keep it, if we own it, I'm saying if we don't give it dish it out within the next couple of weeks or days, if we hold on to it and we stand pat and not move up or down. I've been pounding the table for the best cornerback in the draft, or one of the top cornerbacks, or top 5 cornerbacks.
Okay, all right.
We have to build a cornerback room.
A guy that I was low on kind of shined during the pro combine. Deontay Banks, he's a guy to look at. But I still think that the best corner, one of the 2 best corners, is Juju Brents, which me and DT are going to pound the table for, and Antonio Johnson. Those are the 2 guys that I would love to have on this team at corner, to be honest, one or the other.
And to that point, Ali, the importance of the wide receiver 3 in this league is going to be that much more important going forward. Plus, teams are starting to scheme against knowing how to lock down the top 2 receivers or offenses. Exhibit A, the San Diego Chargers did it to us. They only defended our receivers and hence shut down our whole offense. That's why the number 3 receiver is going to be very important. You're going to have a trifecta at the wide receiver. So getting a 3rd cornerback is vital to your defense.
Yeah, I completely understand. The other part of it is it's also our offense. I still think we need a possession receiver, and I mean consistent possession receiver, someone to catch the ball within the first 10 yards and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because I still think that Tyreek and Waddle are at their best when they're in the open field beyond the 10-yard mark. You understand what I'm saying? And with that being said, I still think that's the part of the game we're missing. And that's why defenses towards the later in the year were able to stop, those guys from getting open, because they kind of figured out, okay, that's their passing game. We didn't have the in-between guy that they could consistently go to. They went to Sherfield a little bit, but at times we walked away from him completely. You know what I mean? So I kind of think that's the one part of the game, and I kind of wish Cedric Wilson could have fit that role. It didn't really happen. I thought Craycraft could have, but he got injured or something. I don't know. He missed a couple games, and they never really went back to him at all, hardly. So that kind of concerned me. But I think that's the part of the game where we're missing, and I also think running back in the 3rd round is really what we have to do. Chase Brown, if you hear me, Chase Brown, he's my guy. What else? Who else we got in here? Color, are you still there?
Color, he fell asleep too.
Maybe.
I'm here.
Color, what do you think we're doing in the draft? Everything I've talked about, broken takes, what you've heard today. What do you think we're doing in the draft? What do you got?
Gosh, it's so hard to say, man. Probably do things along the defensive line, depending on what we have in store for Wilkins.
Okay. All right.
Definitely a linebacker, I'd say. Another linebacker. I mean, we drafted 2 last year, and they're both nowhere to be found.
What's up, Todd?
Good to say.
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from on that. I don't know. It depends what we do in free agency. If we get the middle linebacker and our safety and stuff like that, we could address other positions. It just all depends on what happens on Monday. I think Monday we're going to have more of an idea of where this team is going and what we're going to be doing, to be honest. Sure. So I think that really is.
If I can just bring up a point.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, Ali, if someone else comes up, you can rotate me out. That way we're both not pressing a button. I'll just let you do it, just so you know.
There you go. Sorry. What's up, Todd? How you doing? Jay, go ahead. Jordan. I know you were trying to say something.
Okay, if Aaron Rodgers really wants to come to Miami, okay, and Green Bay, I mean, he's been there so many years, we'd get a favorable deal. He'd take, $25 million a year. He'd take a big pay cut. He doesn't have much left in the tank, and he'd come here. And I'm not ready to say, I'm operating under the assumption Tua is going to be the starter, unfortunately, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I don't think it's far-fetched that we could still go after someone like Rodgers and then trade Tua to Green Bay or to Baltimore. I don't think it's far fetched.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
I
completely.
hope it happens. I hope.
Yeah, I understand. I just don't think we'd get a favorable deal, not from Rodgers per se, but from the Packers. If you listen to the president of the Packers speak recently, he said if it doesn't go their way, he sees that Rodgers could stay in Green Bay. You know what I mean?
It's just tough talk. Just tough talk.
I hear you, but I don't know.
Smoke and mirrors, bullshit.
I think the biggest part of the trade problem with the Jets is he doesn't want to take too big of a pay cut. Come on, we all know his personality.
He is a selfish player. A lot of that, I think, has to do with the fact that he's treated like shit by Brett Favre in Green Bay when they drafted him. He was lied to. Okay, he's got a chip on his shoulder. Teams passed on him. I mean, Nick Saban blames the doctors. Nick, look at yourself. You took Ronnie Brown over Aaron Rodgers. So, I mean, right? Is that not fair?
Exactly. That's what disastrous move, Jordan.
Yeah, I remember. I've been watching this team religiously since I was a 7-year-old
We
boy.
weren't the only one who made that bad move. There was a lot of teams that.
Yeah, of course, there was.
21 of them.
He
But
sat
we
there
were the
all by
first
himself.
team to make the bad move, Todd. We were the first team to make the bad
Right,
move.
we were the first. We started the momentum of the bad moves.
Listen,
right.
I enjoyed Ronnie Brown, but you ain't kidding. That was a bad move.
Yeah, just like Tua. Just like Tua was a bad move. I would have rathered fucking Herbert. But that's the way it is. That's the life of a Dolphins fan.
Do you think? Do you guys think the Jake Long was bad?
Yep,
no,
that was another bad
He
move.
was bad compared to Matt Ryan.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jake Long was a good player. He, I think injuries got him quick though. Ended him.
It wasn't worth a first overall pick or second overall pick.
Especially when you're
or whatever it
rebuilding, you
was.
got to get your franchise quarterback. When
But
you
here, hold on. That goes back to Parcells, who always believed in the trenches and the O line.
The game had passed him. He was
That's
still
the
living
problem.
in the 80s.
That's
Early
over. You can't
90s.
start a team with one offensive lineman and then expect to
I
start
am
building a
just
team.
saying that was Parcells. I'm not saying I agree. But that was Parcells.
Yeah,
Bill
yeah.
Parcells never won a Super Bowl without Bill
That's true.
Belichick as his defensive coordinator. Remember that.
Look, we've been cursed this entire time. We've been subject to bad moves, not just at a player's personnel standpoint, but look at the coaches and the GMs that we've had over the years. That picked players that are like, what the hell are you, Ted Ginn Jr.? Are you freaking
Ted Ginn?
Yeah.
Are
Wes
you?
Welker. We traded Wes Welker. Well, Randy Mueller.
Listen,
Right?
I'm an Ohio State fan, and I even knew that was a bad move. You know what I mean? The reality is we've never made the move we should have. We always made the move that was more popular, the sexier pick. We never picked the player that we should have picked.
Oh man, Ali, I used to think you were cool, but now here an Ohio State fan, dude, I want to slap you now.
We got that. We don't forget, Ali. We drafted the Hall of Famer Deion Jordan. Don't forget about that one.
Yeah, listen to this. Listen to this. We traded a second-round pick to move all the way to what? Number 3 in the first round to the Raiders. What a sucker! Raiders took a second-round pick.
We went
all the way up there, right? And what did we do? Matt Maylock, whatever his name is, on national TV, they're going up to get that offensive tackle they need. And the pick is Deion Jordan.
Do you remember who that offensive tackle was?
The guy
he plays for the Eagles. I think he's still there.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Matthews or something? No.
No. He was who was that tackle that the Eagles have that's older than dirt? Been there forever.
Oh God, what is
I think I know you're talking about. Yeah. He's a pretty integral part of the offensive line power.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did draft him.
I would look it up if I wasn't on my phone because I'm aggravated. I want to know who it is.
Who was that?
They did end up with a tackle.
Who was that right receiver we picked? The Dolphins picked way back when we had Marino. That in his first
Green.
It got
Util Green.
Util Green.
Util.
guy took forever, to even play in a game. It was ridiculous.
He got hurt.
injured.
He got hurt. He
Yeah.
got hurt in the preseason.
Yeah, he
got
had
hurt
problem. I
again.
think he had problems with his foot. That's the one problem with his
No,
foot.
no, he had problems with his knees.
That's
okay, that wasn't him. Okay,
Jimmy Johnson had a lot of
had
first-round busts, but
foot problems,
he
right?
made up for it with his second, third round, fourth round picks. Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson was a great GM.
Jimmy Johnson didn't do
He
bad.
was, but he
first-round
fucked
picks
up in the
either.
first round a lot. He
No, he
was
didn't.
compensated
No, he
with
didn't.
late round picks in the third, fourth round,
Hey.
second rounder.
I beg to differ on that one because Tim Bowens and Daryl Gardner were two of his first-round picks, and he wasn't here that long. He did pretty
Don
good.
Shula drafted Tim Bowens 1995. Listen to me. Let me finish the talk. Let me finish, please. Tim Bowens was 95 by Shula. Okay, Sam Madison, Patrick Surtain were second rounders. Second rounder from Akron, Jason Taylor. Fourth rounder from Texas Tech was Zach Thomas. So I know what I'm talking about, Todd. I may live up in fucking faggot country, Canada. I know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Daryl Gardner wasn't a bad pick, is what I'm saying.
I agree with you on that one, emphatically.
And that was his first-round pick. 'Cause I remember I was like, dude, that guy is strong as hell. The problem is he played a position where he was too tall for it, and they took his knees. Man, they beat his knees up.
Scott Jackson brought up John Avery. I forgot about him. That's another kid.
Yeah, we could have Randy Moss. We could have had Randy Moss.
Ooh, we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on this team. I almost forgot about him. Holy crap!
Yeah, John Avery played up in Canada.
John Avery just said that too, bro. I just saw someone wearing his jersey today.
Don't forget, hey, don't forget Jamar Fletcher.
Yeah, that's true.
Jamar Fletcher was not Jimmy Johnson. That was Dave Wanstead. He drafted him from
we're just going over picks. We're just going over picks now.
Fair enough. He also drafted Eddie Moore, Wanstead. Remember that? Over Antoine Bolden?
Yeah.
He just don't... Wanstead couldn't evaluate talent.
That's true.
God, Eddie Moore was a waste.
I wanted to say something real quick, too, on to kind of piggyback off what Jordan was saying earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I think... I still, I don't know. I hold high hopes for Miami because, again, I'm going to be gracious and say, let's say we have a 3-year window to win right now. We're not that we can't win after that, but that's where your best case scenario, your best chances, right? And within that window, when I look at them committing to Tua with the 5th-year option, again, we all knew this was going to happen. It just makes the most financial sense. Your options were either that or roll without, and then you have to get a big, massive, contract extension, which entails a lot more money and a lot more commitment. Now, in terms of the quarterback, I think at minimum for 2023 alone, they are fully committed to Tua. I think that there's no chance we're grabbing a quarterback either in free agency or the draft for 2023. I think if it happens, either in free agency or the draft, it'll be in 2024. But nonetheless, I still think it is plausible. The team should still do its due diligence when you have that window. When you're just teetering on the edge and you're that close to being a actual legitimate serious contender. You have to take all these things into consideration, and unfortunately, it has nothing to do with Tua's play. It has nothing to do with him not being able to, be elite. It's his durability, his reliability, and his ability to be consistent, right? Those two things alone should concern the front office, because again, at that point, you're either going to have to dedicate money to a very solidified backup quarterback who's damn near teetering on the brink of being a starter himself, or you're going to have to look at other options.
And unfortunately, I think next year there's no free agent quarterbacks coming out that's really worth anything.
No, but there's a lot of quarterbacks in the draft in 2020 that are pretty and that's
right.
That goes into the next segue I want to talk about, Todd. So yesterday we had the big news. We have picked up Tua's 5th-year option, right? And we had a lot of people rejoicing, saying that Tua's going to be here for the next 10 years, get used to it and everything like that. Listen, to be 100% honest, this was going to happen no matter what. We were going to pick up Tua's fifth-year option because it was smart business. You had every quarterback that was linked to go somewhere this year signed for around $35 to $40 million or more per year, right?
Including Daniel Jones.
I think that's the one that scared everybody was Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Well, that's the price of managing your team to a playoff victory on the road against the Vikings.
This is true. And this is the reality of it, right? It was the smart ass business. Because now, listen, we're not in a rush to extend now, because the fact is that we can take our little time a little bit to see what's what. We have the concerns, as people have brought up, with Tua's injuries, right? So now you can sit back, see if it really is a concern, right? Let's say he balls out and, let's say he gets us to the playoffs, right? And finishes the whole season, but you're still not sold on him. Now you still have a contract to be able to trade him away and not be into anything.
Did you hear what?
If you were to trade him, you still would have needed to pick up the fifth option anyways.
Hold on. Now, do I think that we're going to move off of him? Maybe not. I just want a guy that can consistently finish a whole season. That's all I want at this point. Yes, he did show improvement. Yes, he can throw the deep ball. Yes, he can do a lot of things great. I agree with you, but he hasn't been able to finish the season, and he hasn't, shown me that. I need to see that. I need to see that he can stay durable.
Well, you heard what the GM.
Those are the two things. Those are the two things, Ali. It's like literally that's it. It's just the consistency and the durability. But
that's it. Those are the only two things.
Okay, let's hypothetically say he does what you just said. Let's say he gives us a full season and he balls out. He does both of those things, right?
Yeah.
Then no harm, no foul. At that point,
Go ahead.
I was just saying, bro. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want you to finish so Todd can go. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, if hypothetically, if he does that and he gives us both of those things, he remains durable and he gives us a full season and he balls out, right? At that point, no harm, no foul, bro. I'm ecstatic, and I am totally for even considering a big extension at that point. Because at that point he'll show
get him for another year on the cheap. That's the whole funny part about it. You still get him on.
I know. I'm just saying. I know. I understand that. You have him for 2 years. I'm just saying. At that point, I would be willing to consider that. Is what I'm saying. If he shows me that, because then I have the proof. However, here's my concern. Through the first 3 seasons of Tua's play, we heard all this shit. And it's just like I've heard Kohler mention before. You could go at the end of every offseason, copy and paste all the same narratives and all the same bullshit that we heard and replay it the following season up until now. And it was always the same thing. So, okay, fine, fair enough. What happens if we go into again, does not deliver a full season or anything close to that, and he doesn't ball out consistently? And when I say ball out, I know that's a very
be serviceable.
That leaves the door very wide open, right?
More than serviceable is the term.
I'm not talking about the Ravens' fourth quarter consistently. I'm just talking about something consistent across the board for every game, no matter if it's on the road or at home against a lower tier team or a better team. I want consistent play, and he gives us, and he doesn't. So anyways, if he doesn't do either of those things, right? If he's not consistent and he doesn't give you close to a full season, at that point, do the people, I guess if you want to name the Tua stands and then the Tua haters, who are we? At that point, does the division stop? Do we all unanimously agree that Tua is not the option at that point? Or do we hear it all again and be like, oh, well, next year in 2024, he's going to do it. He's going to give us a full season 2024. He's going to ball out. I mean, at what point does the division stop and everyone unanimously agree? Because I feel like if that's
it'll be this year. King DTA, it'll be this year when he goes down with another concussion. Mark my words.
Well, that's what I'm asking, Jordan. That's the question. Is like, okay, so going into year 4, if he gets hurt again and he misses a major amount of time and he doesn't play consistently, at that point, do we all come together and agree or what?
Yeah. I'm already there. I don't want
got no choice, but this franchise, DTA.
All right,
trust me. If he gets injured again, they'll move on.
Let Todd go. Let Todd go. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead.
First off, did you hear the GM for the Giants saying, basically slapping the previous regime in the face, by saying if he was there last year, he would have given him the 5th-year option. He basically called out everybody last year being stupid and not giving it to him when they took over this year. Greer doesn't want to be labeled that by whatever. Now, DTA, with what you said, you know I'm a Tua supporter. You know that. Everybody knows that. But if he doesn't give a full season, I can't even support that after this year.
And that's where I'm at. He has to show it this year, DTA. He has to show a full season. Now, I'll give him 2 games that he can miss. Like if it's a sprained ankle or whatever, I understand that. But if he goes out again after something major like we had or another concussion, then at that point, enough is enough, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's where I'm at, right? Like 15, 16 games is where I'd like to see him at. But I guess, so look at this, right, Ali? All of us up here on the panel can agree, right, that after this year, it's done. But
yeah,
my
you
question
have to.
is, how do you look at, I guess you look at like Dolphins Twitter and everybody in this community and the fan base, you still know that we're going to be dealing with the same people who are on the extreme side who everything that they said this offseason and then the season before last, if Tua doesn't deliver again this season, they're all going to stick with that narrative and say the same thing again and tell us we have to wait another year.
Yeah, they probably will.
That's what I mean.
You're
At
right.
what point does it
They probably
end?
will.
We need answers. It's either going to go one way or the other. Either he's going to deliver or he's not. But we can't just keep fucking kicking the can down the road and saying, well, give him another shot in the 5th year. Give him another shot in the 6th year.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree with you, and that's why I think this deal of picking up his 5th year is smart business, and it's actually a win for not only the team but for people that are. And I don't want to say we're haters because I'm not a hater because when he does something great, I give him credit for it. You could see recorded here when what he did in the 4th quarter of the Ravens game. I said, holy shit, he did it. He did what I asked. You know what I mean? I gave him all the credit the kid deserved. Okay. I honestly did. Haters, by definition, no matter what the person does, the guy could win the Super Bowl, be an all-pro Hall of Fame, and you're still going to hate on the kid.
But
right?
see, that's the extreme on either way. There's an extreme either way that's not going to change.
I understand. So I'm one of those. Hold on. I'm one of those people that if he proves us wrong, I'll eat crow and give him the credit he deserves. That's the reality.
But see, I don't see anybody up on this panel that have been labeled haters. I don't see them. Listen to me, DTA.
Todd, that's what they call us every show.
Right.
We're
But what I'm saying, I don't see it that way because if he does well, y'all will say if he does play the season, y'all will turn and you all will support him. If he does,
again, Todd, you know everybody up on the Fins ticket. We have always given Tua his flowers. We've always supported him when he's done things well, right? So the only reason I said that again is because this is what we're called all day in chat. Every time any of us go live or we come out and try to talk about anything objectively, but it's construed as like we have some pure, deeper hate for the kid. Like I don't even know him personally. How would I hate somebody?
Hate is a strong word. That's
right?
kind of
But I'm at that crossroads.
I don't hate him. He's just a fairy.
I'm at that crossroad where you're going into year 4. If he doesn't deliver, I'm off of him, and I feel like we should all unanimously agree. However, if he does deliver, gives you a full season or very close to it, and he's consistent, then I will be in agreement on the other end of that spectrum. And I will say, yes, I could be sold on him and I could see him being a franchise guy.
But see, that's the difference between being a fan of the Dolphins or just the certain player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. You're going to have haters no matter what on the extreme. If Tua does well, they're going to find something wrong, even if we get to the Super Bowl. Now, at the same time, if he gets hurt and misses 8-9 games, you're going to have Tua people still saying we still should give him another chance next year. Or either way, it's not going to. We're not going to get everybody on one accord, but the ones in the middle, that's going to be. Those are the true Dolphin fans. We all want to win the Super Bowl. We just have different ways of seeing it.
Yeah.
Different ways of getting there. Yeah. Like I say, there's many ways to skin a cat.
It looks pretty unanimous. Like looking at the chat, I see people that have been supporting Tua, and they're all saying the same thing that we're saying. Basically, this is the year. There is no more next year. This is
Because,
the
for
year,
example,
right?
everybody's been giving me crap lately because I want to get the running back from Tennessee. I want King Henry.
King Henry.
I want Henry. Everybody's been giving me crap. We don't need them, dude.
You can't have him. He's coming to Buffalo.
Oh no, nope. You all can have Cook. We're taking Henry.
Oh, snap. I would listen. I understand where
He's
Derrick.
definitely going in the toilet. I'm sorry, Ali. I was going to say he's going in the toilet
Ali,
if he goes to Baltimore,
Ali, do you
Buffalo.
remember
If he go to Buffalo, he's going in the toilet.
I said this last night. Do you remember the trade we did with Tannehill to Tennessee?
Yeah.
Remember we ate some of the contracts. We were not doing it for cap space. We were doing it for picks.
Yeah.
That's what Tennessee's doing right now.
Second round pick out of that deal.
They're doing what we did. Yeah.
So why not say eat some of the deal, make it lower on us, and we'll give you a better pick for it.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Right. Get a pick out of it.
I want to bring up a good point. You know that right tackle from San Francisco? He hasn't lived up to his billing, Mike McClinchy or whatever.
Yeah.
He doesn't pass block the greatest. It's not poor. It's above average. But he's one of the better run blockers. So if you put him next to Bob Hunt, and Connor Williams as the center with Henry, man, that's powerful.
But here's the thing though with Henry. I looked it up. I listened to somebody earlier. Henry had 1,500 yards last year with the number 32 ranked offensive line.
Miss Fins, come up here. I dropped the link. Come up here. Go ahead, Color. You wanted to say something?
No, just other than excuse me for the sneeze. I thought I was on mute.
Oh, okay. You're fine.
Hey, Color, long time no see. I hope you are doing well, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
That's good. I agree with you, Todd. I mean, Derrick Henry, I could definitely see how he makes sense in this offense. He does. People that say, "Oh, well, we don't have the offensive line for him." Well, the reality is, if you actually go look at Tennessee, he performed under the worst offensive lines. You actually go look at their ranking.
Well, not just that. He didn't just perform under the worst offensive line, but what other weapon did they have where every team knew who was getting the ball?
That's true.
Exactly. Good point.
Yeah.
The Riddler just said that Miami, per Barry Jackson, he's a reliable source. They're working to lower Christian Wilkins' number. I haven't looked at the article. If that's true, something huge is brewing.
It is. They're very well.
Huge.
We'll see what happens with that. I know they are trying to extend him, but make sure it's a favorable, number essentially.
Well, you got to think about it. He's going to be going into his 30s on this contract, so they don't want to pay somebody in the 30s high dollars. Stop.
And essentially, they want. Listen, we all want a Christian Wilkins here as a Dolphin till retirement. That's what I would want.
Dude, I love Christian Wilkins, but if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense.
I hear you. I love him too.
And personally, I'm not saying we should. I got to say that because I'm going to catch hell.
Yeah.
This is the highest time to get off of them.
I've said this.
Yeah, you get the most bang for your buck.
Listen. If the Dolphins are, I'm gonna tell you how it is. Okay, if there's a guy out there that the Dolphins really want in the first round of this draft pick, right? I could see them moving off of Christian Wilkins and trading him and get every pick you can get for him, right? Now, is there a guy at this point? I don't know. I don't know if there's a guy at this point. I've heard of a couple guys that could fit the bill in his position.
They're keeping Wilkins.
Well, I do expect us to keep Wilkins. I do. But I'm saying if we had to, let's say. We're only speaking hypotheticals, DTA. We don't know anything. The reality is I expect us to keep him. The fans.
I got sauces.
I expect. I have sauces too, but I don't give them out. I don't like to.
Hey, but seriously, not a lot's getting out, and and a lot of what they're feeding out, they want out. There's.
Yeah.
I saw Tony saying we don't have a lot of cap space. Here's the thing. Right now, we're sitting about roughly around $42 million in cap room that we've now have. We started about 15, 16 million negative. And there's also more ways to do it. I expect to see some more restructuring. There's also, I don't know if you guys know this too, but I can't remember who said it, but you can, if you go and you give Zach Seiler and Christian Wilkins an extension, by doing extensions, that
It
also
lowers the
creates
cap
cap
hit.
space because you
lowers the
allocate the
cap
funds in a
or
different
gives
year.
us
So
more.
that, hang on,
But-
Todd, that when you do the extensions, it also creates more cap space on top of the 42 million that we're sitting at now. So there's still other things that I expect to see, and I believe it's going to be more. We will
Ali.
be sitting at more than the 42 million we are now.
Ali,
and like
let
I
me
said,
ask you
on top
something.
of
Hold on one second, Todd.
restructures, extensions, do the same thing. By signing those guys to extensions, you're allocating the money at different times in different years, so it frees up cap space for this season.
Now,
Yeah,
Ali,
go
I
ahead.
think we are done with restructuring until it's an as needed thing. Basically, if we see a player that we want, we're bringing down, we'll do a quick restructure on Agba. I don't think they're going to do it unless they have to, because like Agba, you don't want to keep that money going on a little bit longer in case you have to get rid of them after this year. But if they see a player they want, okay, well, let's go ahead and restructure him, and then let's just go ahead and bring this guy in. I think it'll be an as needed thing from this point on.
I just want to bring up another important point.
Make more room. 100%, they're going to make more room, and that's why I'm saying is it may not come in restructure. It can come in extensions too, because it inevitably that does the same thing and it frees up cap space for this year's cap.
Go ahead, Jordan. What do you got?
Ogba's making, I don't know his exact number this year. I think it's around 17, 18 million, around there. Is he even a starter with? Because we got
No, he's
Sealer,
going to be bench. He's going to be coming in the wave. That's why.
and that's a lot of cash for a second string depth guy. That's too
most of his
much.
guaranteed money is this year, and then after
Yeah,
this
I
year,
know
you'll be able to get
I'm
off him
cognizant
easier.
of that, Todd.
But if you,
I'm just
but
saying
if
that's
you
huge.
restructure, I know it is. But if you restructure, then that means we're gonna have to keep him next year possibly too if needed. You know what I mean?
Maybe
think-
they should move on from Wilkins if they can get the right deal, because Ogba he's versatile. He can play edge rusher. And I've heard Fangio will use 4 down linemen too. He can play defensive tackle, Ogba too. He can play defensive end in a 3-4 and a 4-3, not just edge rusher. He's extremely versatile. Maybe that's what they got to do. I don't know.
See, and Fangio likes those big space eaters in the middle. And
course,
the only one we have has not performed up to his ability, and that's Raekwon Davis.
It's funny you guys mentioned earlier about how quiet the Dolphins have been, and they're only letting out certain information, right? Usually when they do that usually means they're making a move that may not be popular, or they don't want it out because it may be kind of shocking, and they don't want to get into the media frenzy yet, right? There might be players that we don't expect that could get traded. I've heard rumors we're in the trade market, and there are some players that could. Jerome Baker, I've mentioned, he might be a guy that I could see definitely getting traded, especially I think he goes to Minnesota in the end of it.
I hope.
Agba could be one of those guys too. People don't think that we could trade him, but he could very well definitely get traded. It's very possible.
We have 3 players that could be traded. You just named 2 of them, and the other one's the wide receiver you brought up earlier.
Yeah, that's the 3 players. So any of those 3 players could be traded. I won't even be surprised if there's
Who's
another
the wide receiver you brought up?
Listen, if you trade Cedric Wilson, if you trade him, then you have to replace him. Just know that. Yes, you're going to have Eric Ezukama, but if you get rid of Cedric Wilson and you're only going to have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Sherfield, I think is a sure bet, maybe Craycraft, you're going to have to replace Cedric.
Let me ask you this.
Let me look like.
Of course, because Hale, as great as Hale is, he's a Smurf. So's Waddle. They're a bunch of Smurfs.
Would you mind bringing in a cheaper, like a Braxton Berrios for a kick and punt return? To play
No
that
way.
spot?
No way.
No, I'm not going to bring him in just for a punt return only. And how tall is he? Because again, I'm with Jordan on that. Well, we got to have a big body receiver, period.
Here's
Sherfield.
Barrios, to be honest, and you brought this up earlier, Todd. Barrios,
Mhm.
the only issue I have with him is that I have heard he is not the best kick returner that people think he is. I heard he only averaged like 10 yards last season. That's how bad he was.
That was that punt, I think.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that those are some of the things I've heard. He's only what is he? Let me look at his how tall he is, because you asked how big he is. Is that what you asked?
Yeah, he's not that big. No, he's not that big.
I want to say he's 5 foot something. He's a shorter guy.
Oh, he might be 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah, he's 27 years old. Does not tell me on the site that I'm on.
Of course not. Yeah.
On Sport Guide, sorry.
You got to realize they always list them as an inch higher than they are in real life.
That's true. That's definitely true.
Are you talking about Barrios?
Yeah, Barrios is 5'9".
Yeah,
okay,
he's
so
not
it's
a
really
tall body
5'8".
receiver.
He's 5'8".
Yeah, he's 5'8".
So we got like a Devon Best. You want another one of them? I don't.
He's as tall as
that's a hard no for me.
Yeah,
of course it is.
He's too small.
We got 3 starting Smurf receivers. Give me a break. That's not helping out Tua.
Yeah.
You have no choice. If you get rid of Cedric, you're gonna have to at least bring someone in, maybe cheaper, however you want to work it. But you're gonna have to bring in a tall body receiver. You're gonna have to have one. That won't be necessarily to match the production on.
Tall bodied tight end that can block and catch.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah,
jump
you'd still
from the Las Vegas Raiders.
In a perfect situation, yeah, you want.
Hold on.
In a perfect situation, yeah, you're gonna want that too. I mean, again, I think that they could stick with. I think they could stick with Durham Smythe and Tanner Connor, right?
Well,
however,
good.
I think you can still stick with Durham Smythe and Tanner Connor. However, too, we don't have, this offense isn't. I don't really understand why, but we don't use tight ends so much in the passing game as much as we want them there for blocking purposes, right? And again, going back to just the wide receivers, which are going to be our main weapons, because I still think that you have to have contingencies in case you lose Tyreek or Waddle for any set amount of time. But I think it's going to be of utmost importance because, again, Sherfield's not that big body guy either. I mean, he's taller, but not what I'd like to see. You got to have someone for the back of the end zone or to get that, if he's double covered, he can go up and get the ball, things like that. I want to have someone that can fight for the pass, get the catch, and that's where I want to see a tall body receiver. And if you get rid of Cedric, even though he's draining with a lot of, I just don't think his contract makes sense in my opinion. But you got to have to replace him. You have to.
But now here, going by what you said about we don't use the tight end in the passing game as much. You think it's because we need them in there to block more than because if you look at when he was in San Francisco, they had a tight end who had 1,000 yards easily.
Here, I'll just spell that. I wish Lewis was up here. I'm going to just spell that right here because this is a shout out to Lewis because he's the one that brought this up. A lot of people have this misconception that just because we have McDaniel, and he was talking about this in his face the other day, a lot of people have this misconception that just because McDaniel came from the San Francisco and the Shanahan system, that we're the Miami 49ers, and that's not the case. We are completely different. We rely on pass-heavy offense where they're a more run-heavy offense, and we do things completely differently. So where they use their tight end a lot for passing, and they just happen to have a freak athlete like Kittle who can do both, we're looking to have a tight end that occasionally is going to be, catching a pass, but they're primarily out there to block.
Yeah, but you got to remember this Shanahan. When Shanahan went to Atlanta, they were a pass-heavy offense with Ryan too, and that's where he was. So they kind of done
that's
both.
Not what they're right, but that McDaniel is not running the same thing that he is doing.
But Atlanta was
the whole
more
point of that is that he's not trying to, create and copy and paste what was going on in San francisco. What he's doing in Miami is completely different.
Yeah, it's a different version. Yeah, it's a past version of that.
So let me. I got some Bills news. I want to kind of discuss because it goes into that running back, and he was a running back that I I'd be kind of okay having him here too. So, Amicus, are you there? Do I still have you, Amicus, with us?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
So, rumor has it, and I'm going to read this to you per reliable sources that I have. It says that the Bills and Jets and Bengals, all three teams, are very interested in Lions star running back Jamal Williams. How do you feel about Jamal Williams added to your team?
Yeah, I heard that a couple of days ago as a possibility. It's not my number one, but listen, man, I think we're in a position where if we get like a Dalvin Cook or a Derrick Henry with Josh Allen, play action, just it spreads out the defenses, right? I think that's what we're missing. We're missing the fact that defenses do not have to scheme for a running game right now. And sometimes you don't even need that guy that, I mean, Derrick Henry's, he's averaging 4.4 yards per carry last year, right? But he's the name by itself makes you have to respect it.
Actually, it was 4.6.
And Bill Nye, I see Bill Nye.
Okay. Dalvin Cook was 4.4. All right.
Yeah.
So, but I'd rather go that direction. The Deontay Foreman from the Panthers I looked into, his cuts, man, he's got some sick vision and reads that I didn't realize until I actually looked at his film. I watched quite a bit of him yesterday. I was pretty impressed with it. But yeah, man, I'm on the train of Derrick Henry or Dalvin Cook with the trade. Ed Oliver in a 5th or even a 4th for Dalvin Cook, or going Bijan at number 27.
Now here's the thing. I think Jamal.
I see your comment, Bill Nye, bro. Here's the thing. Again, shout out to Lewis. What I'm saying is, in terms of you're comparing San Francisco and Miami, Mike McDaniel and Miami, they're very similar fundamentals, but two completely opposite systems. The fundamentals may be similar, but they're completely different. It's not the Miami 49ers. We're not a run-heavy team. It's not what we're about. It's not what we do. It's good, it's completely different. The way we use our roster is different than the way that they use theirs. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it to you guys. A lot of people have this misconception that, I don't know, for whatever reason, because McDaniel comes from the Shanahan system, that like we're running the same system. I've heard that a lot, and it's not true.
Instead of running the set up the pass, we pass to set up our running.
Here, I think Jamal Williams is going to end up in Cincinnati because I think they have to replace Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
I think we have to be a run the ball team first, unless the offensive line gets incredibly better, because Tua, I mean, the more times he drops back, that higher risk of him getting injured.
Yeah.
And Ice Cold Kane,
well, that's what offensive line comes in.
The fact that we have the second hardest schedule, that's something I've been talking about for quite a while now. To me, I'm going to be looking at how we fare this season, because in terms of the schedule, we were like middle of the pack, ranked 19th last season with everything we had. And we were, so again, ranked 19th for strength of schedule. We're going to be going into 2023 with the second hardest schedule, for 2023. And a lot of those teams are on the rise and up and coming. So it's going to be tough.
It don't matter. See, the DTA, this is where I think either I disagree with like what that take that, the schedule is so hard, because the reality is when we had the worst, toughest schedule ever, that we thought we were supposed to lose every freaking game, we ended up doing pretty good. And then look, last season we were supposed to have a pretty easy schedule, and look what happened. You know what I mean? So this toughest.
And I get that. I get that, but here's the thing. Yeah. Look, if strength of schedule if it didn't matter and it wasn't anything, then it wouldn't even exist in the first place. All it is, it's not saying that this is how things are going to go or what games you're going to be projected to win or lose.
It just means it's difficult.
It is only solely based off of what each team did the season prior and where they're projected to go as a team. So it's not so much to project what your team's going to do in terms of win or lose. And what you're, how you're going to finish the season. It's nothing to do with that. It's only projected for what, that the path that each team's projection is on, and based off of what they did the season prior. That's all it is. So it's not like to say which games we're gonna win or lose, or should win or lose, and nothing like that. It's just to give you an idea. It's like a base idea of, in terms of your schedule and the opponents you're facing, what they project them to be. If it's going to be if they're going to be a really tough team to beat or some soft ass team to beat. That's all it is. But and the only reason I bring it up is, again, looking at what we did last season, right? With middle of the pack, we finished 9-8. Given there was injuries, Tua was out, yada yada yada, this, that, and the third. This season's not going to be, and again, I don't think any game's easy. Like you said, we shouldn't go in. In my opinion, you should go into every single game, whether it's the Texans, the Browns, the Bills, whoever it is. To me, every game should be a playoff game. Go in there with that mentality, and every game is going to be tough. Every opponent's going to be tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
the only reason I bring it up is it is something to consider when looking at the schedule next season.
Yeah, I completely understand that. Let me ask you this. So I understand the strength of schedule, and I want to flip script a little bit. We're going to talk more about players because I'm seeing some stuff populate here. So did the Saints end up keeping Thomas or no? What ended up happening with him? Did they drop him?
No, they're working on a deal right now
to extend or restructure. Is that basically what it is?
Yes. The news was just broke yesterday evening or this morning. I can't remember.
Okay. Because I was wondering if maybe we could get him on the cheap. I wouldn't mind him taking Cedric Wilson's spot. I was just thinking about that. Let me.
Ali, a guy with an ego like that, you really think he's going to be the slot third guy?
You know, who knows? We got a bunch of egos.
He's missed a lot of time. He hasn't. I think if I remember
true.
right,
he has missed
the last time I think he played a full season was 2019.
Yeah. And one season he just stayed out completely, regardless. He didn't care. He didn't want to play.
He's thrown some temper tantrums too.
If we could get him on the cheap, it was just a consideration. Because when the guy does play and he puts effort, he is actually not too bad. So I was just an idea. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
No, I love him. I like the idea, bro. I like him a lot. I like his size. I like his abilities.
I was looking at that style of players when I was looking at, because you guys said big body type of guy. I'm trying to figure out who we would replace Cedric Wilson. So I've been flipping names in my head. The second thing is, did you guys see Tyreek Hill proving he's the fastest guy? He just ran in a track race. I don't know.
Yeah, little track thing. Yeah, I saw that on my time feed.
Dude, as soon as the gun shot off, he was like already 10, 15 yards ahead of the nearest person. Honest to God, it was ridiculous.
Bro, it had to have been embarrassing for all his opponents, because it wasn't even close. It wasn't even
close. Liz, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. How you been? Liz, you're on mute. I don't know if you can hear us. All right, Liz, if you're there, you may have to leave and come back. I'm not sure what's going on, but what's up, Liz? Can you hear us? Keeping Thomas or no? What ended up happening with him? Did they drop him? No, they're working on it. We got some feedback, Liz. We got feedback. Yeah,
that sounded like the bear in your profile pic. I was scared.
The bear.
No, I actually heard you talking about Thomas all over again.
Yeah. Oh, what else we got coming up here? I was trying to see if there's any breaking news late tonight. Because when does the tampering start? Is that Monday it starts the tampering?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear something beforehand.
What do you mean, Ali? Because the tampering has already started on the yacht. Just outside of the
legal tampering.
The tampering started at the combine. Everybody knows
exactly.
that.
We just mean we're just talking about the legal part of it.
We're talking about the tampering we're allowed to know about. That's the tampering we're talking about.
I don't know. My clock started a lot early, Ali. I'm just saying.
Speaking of, yesterday news broke out that Zadarius Smith, I think is his name, the linebacker from the Vikings, wanted to be released or traded, right?
Yeah, he wants out.
He wants out. And today, it's being reported that the team that's strongly interested is the 49ers. That defense just gets bigger and bigger every year, dude. It's ridiculous.
Kind of funny how Flores goes there now. They're getting rid of everybody.
Well, that defense, I could have told you it was going to happen because that defense so underperformed.
You know, honestly, I think he would want Baker up there to help his ass out because at least Baker was able to blitz under his.
I'm going to make a hot take right now. I think
maybe he goes after Ogba. He loves Ogba. He thrived in the system.
We'll just put both of them in a package.
Yeah, maybe we
Can
can
you hear
use
me?
some Ogba's money and get rid of him.
Hello?
Everybody, welcome Liz. Welcome Liz. Liz, welcome to the show.
Hello?
What's going on? We can
Hello,
hear you.
Liz.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? Maybe because I have the.
Turn off my phone. Yeah, there you go. We can hear you, Liz. We can hear you.
Like the beer in your profile pic. Okay.
Oh. All right, Liz.
Is that better?
Well, as long if you don't have us talking, like if you don't have if you can mute the show, then just have StreamYard up, then we can hear you fine. Definitely.
Yeah, I just turned down the one on YouTube.
There we go. There we go. We can hear you. How you doing, Liz? How you been?
So it's been cold here, so and I don't do well with cold.
Where are you at?
Washington State, the Evergreen State.
Up in DTA's neck of the wood.
Yeah, he's only about 45 minutes to an hour away from where I am.
Oh wow.
We're over by the Idaho border.
What's the weather like right now?
Cold. It's been snowing.
I can imagine.
And here I am complaining about Jacksonville being in the 50s tonight. Kind of chilly outside.
Yeah, same here in South Carolina.
So, yeah, actually, where are you, Amicus? You in South Carolina, you said?
Yeah, South Carolina.
He's back from Walt Disney World.
No, Jay, fucking Jay. It's Universal for the last time.
Universal, okay. Oh, it's fucking Orlando.
So,
Relax.
Liz, what are you excited about free agency? Like, what do you think we're going to do?
He muted the dog.
Oh, okay, Liz. I'm sorry. I was asking Liz, like, what does she think we're going to do in free agency?
See, I got to watch what I'm going to say now. I can't even pick
I don't know.
Don't know? What would you want us to do?
Well, I want Miami to dump Tua. I know it's harsh, but you know, it's not good for the team to have a player that can be concussed at any time and then, you know, stops the game also. And it disrupts everything. Everybody's like worried about Tua not playing the game the way it should be.
I hear what you're saying. So the durability issues are concerning because it disrupts the team chemistry as well as what the team plan is going forward throughout the season at any moment. I completely understand that. That's very valid. So I mean, it is what it is. You know, we'll see what happens. But I think the deal overall, you know, not extending him, but picking up the 5th-year option, I think that's great. Gives them time to figure things out. We're not having the rush to overpay somebody and get stuck with a situation we don't need to be in. You know, it is what it is. Anyway,
I have to apologize. I've got 6 puppies that are running amok.
Oh,
I was about to say that dog sounds very angry.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing, but yeah, they're Australian Shepherd Lab. If any of you guys want to come to Washington and get them, I'll give them away for free.
Nice. What kind of dog? You said Australian Lab? Is that what you said?
Australian Shepherd Lab. Yep.
Australian
They've got a
Shepherd
lot
Lab.
of energy.
If you'd like to adopt one, hit up Liz. She's in Washington. You can come by and pick it up.
Or just go to the SPCA. We got so many dogs there because people got dogs with COVID-19 was on. And now they're all giving them away. They're dropping them off at the SPCA. They're leaving them to the side of the road. It's sick.
Interesting. Let's see what else we got going on. So, yeah. Sorry. Got distracted. I was trying to figure something out for somebody. So what else we got going on? Who we have here? We lost DTA. He's gone. Crypto's here. So Crypto, what do you think? Got any hot takes? Anything that's going to happen next 24 to 48 hours?
48 hours. Ooh. Maybe we do get a big time linebacker. I was hoping it would come in the form of. I want to draft my cornerback, so I will stick to getting the linebacker in the do free agency. I'm going to say we make a big time linebacker move, and we go get that bell cow cornerback in the draft to rebuild the room because X has got to go. He's washed up. He's polished.
Ooh, he's washed up. I know he's on the decline, but I don't think he's washed up yet. The guy was playing with a groin injury for the season.
He's been rinsed, but the problem with that, Ali, guys just never get back to their former self when they come back from an injury like that and constantly keep trying to play with an injury. So it kind of like exacerbate the problem. So
let me ask
that kind of speeds up the decline.
Do you think that we re-sign Nick Needham?
I think so. I think he's a good nickel guy.
All right. I kind of think we bring back Trill Williams
because he's cheap.
We got Gator
You know what I mean? He's cheap.
I think we get Nick Needham. I think we keep X, and I don't think we bring back Keon Crossan. I don't think we bring him back. And I think that that we're going to draft a corner in this draft. That's what I expect to happen.
Yep, I'm expecting that too. I'm gonna be so happy if Greer pulls. If he does that, I'll be happy if Greer. If he gets me a cornerback in the draft, that's a stud. I'm gonna be happy.
Yeah, 100%. Here's a hot take. I also think not only do I think Jerome Baker could be traded to the Vikings, I honestly think that when Byron Jones gets cut, he's going to take the first plane he can get to Minneapolis, or St. Paul, or wherever it is they play. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to the Vikings also.
Was he got some kind of close relationship with Flores? I mean,
the guy's played very well under Flores the 2 seasons, and in addition to it, I think they're looking at releasing or trading their safety that they have, and I honestly think Byron Jones is going to convert to safety. That's what I think is going to happen.
Maybe.
I could see it happen, especially in his situation and everything. I think
that's getting older too.
That's true. Robert, how's it going, man? What do you got for us? Welcome back.
It's going, dude. I was just sitting there listening.
I got you. I got you.
The safety thing with Byron Jones, I don't care where he goes. I just want him gone.
You're like, just get him off the books. That's all that matters.
I hate him.
Oh.
I absolutely hate him.
I understand. I get it. I had high hopes when we signed him and then had X, It's like those are two of the best corners ever,
I agree, Sid, but it's just a matter of what he's trying to do doesn't actually do anything for us. And if all you're going to be is a selfish player, why do I give a shit?
I open over 100.
So at that point, you can miss me. I'm over you. I'm done with it. Bye-bye. Peace. Sayonara. Get the hell out of my office.
Damn. Imagine Robert, our GM. He'd be like, yep, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Bye.
Why do I have to be nice about it? He's a goddamn liar and cheat.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I completely understand. I definitely get it. Yeah, we'll see what happens. What else do I got coming up? There was something else.
Where's Jameson Winston?
Saints. I think he's going to back up Derek Carr. I think that's what ends up.
He'd be a great backup for Miami. But
let's actually talk about that real quick. So we talked about who we could bring in as a backup to Tua. We talk about competition and everything. I would rather bring in if you're really going to give Tua as being the guy. I want Tua to actually be pushed into developing, right? And who would I want them to bring in somebody that scares Tua and makes him think, holy shit, I got to do what I have to do, or this guy's going to take my job. That's what I would like them to bring. Someone that actually pushes him into development.
Are you on that? You're on that Stephen D. Garoppolo bandwagon?
I don't think Garoppolo would actually push Tua.
He's going to want way too much money. He's going to want at least 20 mil.
That's why I kind of like think about it. I was like, who would we bring in? Does Gardner Minshew really scare Tua? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so at all.
I prefer to just keep Skyward Thompson and roll with it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
And that's I'm right there with you because I really don't think there is anybody we could bring in to scare him. To be honest, you know what I mean.
Right.
That's the
Just
issue.
roll with Skyler. It'd be his second year in this new offense, so I say he'll continue to improve as a backup.
He'll improve a little bit, hopefully a lot.
And see, these are the things that I think that is the issue that we've had, even with Tannehill. There was nobody behind them that actually scared them at all, right?
Tannehill had no competition.
I want competition, especially with a younger quarterback, because the thing is that there's still things that Tua needs to learn that he hasn't learned yet. You know what I mean? And you also need someone that can thoroughly prep him for the playoffs. Now, I understand that we all thought that Teddy Two Gloves would be able to do that, but is he really the guy that's going to prep him for the playoffs? I don't really think so. You know what I mean?
He's got a predisposition to brain injury. No different than Steve Young. I mean, Steve Young he's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. Same with Troy Aikman. I mean, how do you fix that? Their careers was cut short, especially Young. Young could have played another 4 or 5 years without the concussion history.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you fix the concussion? I mean, the brain. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, part of it also could be I've heard that this is actually, it's funny. I brought up this take, and DTA can bring this up, and even Color if he's still with us. We've brought up, I have brought up here that maybe it's the playing surface that we have in the NFL today, right? That might be issues. I forget which game it was. The Super Bowl. They talked about it during the Super Bowl. There was a guy that said that the field was overwatered, and that's what caused a lot of the slipping.
There's a conspiracy behind that too.
There might be a big conspiracy, but the reality is, for me, is that the surfaces that you see today, even in there's fields that it's actually an AstroTurf, but it's a special AstroTurf that makes it look more like real grass. It's supposed to feel like grass. Maybe those surfaces are not necessarily the best for players. Maybe it's going to cause players to wear special helmets or special padding in the helmet for those types of things. Those are things that we have to be prepared for. There's been a lot more injuries in today's surfaces than even prior, when we had the classic AstroTurf design, which basically was nothing but like a carpeted concrete. You know what I mean? That's basically what it was. So, even like Seattle, for example, and DTA left, I wish he could talk about this. They have this AstroTurf that is like a generic grass. It looks and plays and feels just like real grass does, right? But even then, how you slide or how you fall and everything on those type of surfaces could cause these types of injuries. So, I mean, it's just something to think about. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but the reality is injury is part of the game. We have to roll with it, but Tua has to prove that he can stay durable as much as possible during the season. We've already agreed that's what he needs to do in this case. So, it is what it is. Let's see. We're on the 2:30 mark. Color, are you with us still? Color.
Color went to walk his dog, probably.
Maybe
he's napping.
I don't know. Let's go around the room. I'm going to drop the link one more time. I would like you guys to come up and say your last piece before the end of this special episode that we have. Remember, tonight is Spring Forward at 2 a.m. It actually goes an hour.
Man.
We're losing an hour's sleep
You
tonight.
telling me I'm losing an hour's sleep? Oh, man. Well, by the way, I made it back home. I'm back home here in Maryland again. I made my rounds. Took care of the family.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear
So
that. I'm sorry for your loss, my friend. I'm really sorry about that.
I appreciate it, Ali. So I was able to make the drive back. It was a nice long 11-hour drive for me.
Yeah. Did you go through West Virginia when you were going over, or?
Yep, went to West Virginia. Yeah, I took 64 straight across. But
Yeah.
so I took Maryland through the this I like to call the gun barrel part of the state, and then West Virginia down. Then I hit 64 through Kentucky into Indiana.
Crypto, I gotta ask, when you're in West Virginia, did you listen to John Denver?
No, I didn't pick up any John Denver on the radio. No.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, West Virginia.
West
Yeah.
Virginia.
Take me home
Rocky
to
Mountain.
Take me home. Yep, that's a good one, Jordan. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to pull over. But hey, Jordan, you got to pull over to the side of the road. And maybe take a few hours, take a shot of some bourbon before you hit the road again.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, just watch it with that, man.
What's up, gentlemen? Good evening. Good evening. Or I guess good morning, because technically it's 12 o'clock. So,
Yeah.
bro, I'm literally live right now. Give me a minute. Listen.
Uh-oh. We listened.
Yeah, Miss Fins, how you doing, Miss Fins?
Sorry, my bad, guys. I was just home with my siblings. Anyways, I just want to say, Ali, awesome show as per usual. I can't wait till you get back on this horsey and do it again in the season. Obviously, you're always welcome on my show. I wish. Give me like 2 seconds. I just, I hope everything's good. Wishing you and your family many blessings.
Thank you.
Honestly, just what else can I say? Except you always give great content, guys. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Please donate. Please help out TFTG. Let's get them to 5,000 subscribers, because they're right next. Like, they're so close to getting it. So let's make it happen, guys. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to drive by real quick, say hello. And just thank you and appreciate you for all you do.
Definitely, Miss Vince. I really appreciate you and thank you. And we're just taking a break till the preseason starts. We'll be right back here at Late Night Exhale. Not a problem. We got another show coming up. We have in the works that we'll be talking about soon.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Anyways, gentlemen, have a great night and fins up.
Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Fins.
I have to say this. Look, I'm not gonna lie. When I got the news about the 5th-year option, I was not too thrilled. Not because I didn't want Tua, but because I just, it's still a question mark. But I mean, at this point, let's go all in. Let's get all the pieces we need. Let's spend this money wisely. I want a right tackle veteran. I want a veteran left guard if we can get one. Let's get that middle linebacker, or actually have our head coaches, our coaches, actually get these young players up and running like they should. And that's pretty much it. But hopefully, the Dolphins can make some moves and make us happy now that we know for sure at least the team is backing up to us. So, yay.
Miss Fins, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, are you getting a Mike Gesicki jersey when he probably goes to the Giants or the Redskins?
I already have a Gesicki jersey, but I would only get one if he went to the Giants. I wouldn't get one if he went to, because I love the Giants, so I'm okay with it. Giants.
Me too, Miss Fins. I got a special place in my heart for them because they kept us as the only undefeated team by beating the stinking Patriots,
and that's why I love them.
And they won me $195 at the same time.
And they beat the Patriots.
I will never forget that.
So they put money in my pocket and preserved my team's history. So I have to like the Giants outside of the Dolphins.
They made Brady cry twice.
Yep, and they made him
that
cry
was
twice.
the cherry on top.
Yep.
Man, I think I got a new second favorite team, or at least an NFC team now.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Jordan. It's kind of hard to root against them.
Exactly. So I'll be at the Giants game this season. Anyways, guys, Liz, nice to see you again. Thank you so much for your donation, by the way. And for everybody else, go ahead and hit that like button here, okay? Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and let's get TFTG to 5,000 subscribers. Woo! Anyways, have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Fins up. Fins. Miss Fins, everybody. Make sure you go to her channel, hit like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your kids, tell everybody. So yeah. We've had a hell of a run of Late Night Exhale. As if some of you have joined late, this is the last episode for the off season. Come the beginning of the preseason, we will be back in full swing. Me and Color announced that we are going to have a special brand new show, Monday through Friday morning show that's coming up. So definitely check that out. We'll have more details as we get it put together. But on that note, let's actually go around the table and give final thoughts. All right, we're going to a 3-hour mark, and people want to get sleep and everything. So let's do this. Let's start off with Robert. Robert, tell me, man.
I'll be very interested to see how this goes with all the money that was created, exactly where we spend it all. There's a lot of unknowns at the moment. And I mean, we have a bunch of stuff to clean up and fix, if we're being honest. But I think the division's going to...
Oh, we lost Robert. I'm sorry about that, Robert. Not sure what happened to you there. But I do agree with what Robert's saying. We do have a lot of holes to fix. We have holes in our running back room. We only have one under contract, so we got to fix that. We do have. I do want us to bring depth at the corner position. We do have to address middle linebacker as well as another linebacker because Van Ginkel is a free agent. Do we bring him back or do we replace him with somebody? You know what I mean? We have Tyndall here, but I think he's more of a Jerome Baker replacement personally. So I do agree with what he had to say. Let's move on to the next person, Liz. Liz, tell me your final thoughts. What are your hopes and dreams for the offseason?
My hopes is that, if Tua stays, that we get somebody that can block better than the last person, and he doesn't get concussed. That's the only thing that I'm really worried about. Other than that, we can work around the other stuff. The only thing is Tua.
Okay, Liz. Liz says it's all on Tua. We got to figure out how to get around with Tua's, issues. That's what you got. Anything else for us before we let you go?
Nope. Just have a good night.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you for coming around.
Appreciate it, Liz.
Thank you. Fins up to you. Appreciate it. All right, Jordan. I know we need free agents. Definitely. What are your final thoughts, my friend?
Final thoughts is I just keep getting inundated. Everyone does on the internet with this Tom Brady unretirement buzz intensifies regarding Miami. It doesn't cease.
Yeah.
It's not going away. I mean, they keep putting this shit out.
I know. And
Right.
recently, it's been people connected directly to Tom Brady that says that don't be surprised if this happens. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there like,
He'd be perfect. I don't care about the history. Beggars can't be choosers. He'd be perfect. And then two is the backup then.
maybe he's
Oh
the
yeah,
back
definitely at that
thing.
point.
Maybe that's what he's doing. He's like, listen, I'm just gonna take a step back until he goes down, and then I'll come back. Maybe that's what the whole plan is. If that's it, I'm cool with it because I know if he's not the guy, or let's say he goes down, God forbid, because I wouldn't.
We got to build chemistry, though, Ali DePersian. He's got to build chemistry. He's got to know the playbook. It's not like basketball or hockey. You can just throw him in there.
That's true. But I
Yeah.
kind of think. But here's the other part of it, though. Tom Brady's been in this league and he's proven that he can play with anybody. So
Yeah, but chemistry is important between the receivers and the quarterback, man. And he's got to know the playbook too.
That's true. That's true. I don't expect him to come like the very next game afterwards. I expect him, if he were to come, it would be like, okay,
It don't take him that much time.
I think if he comes before he comes relatively soon. If he comes and he takes it and he plays for like 13, maybe even 10 million, he'd love to play New England twice a year, beat the bark out of fucking Belichick, and he'd love to play the Bills to put Josh Allen in his place with his ego.
Yeah,
It'd
that
be
would
perfect. He'd love Miami with his ego. He gets to play 4 teams that he hates.
That's true. That is actually true. So,
So, anyways, take care, guys.
thanks,
All right, Jordan.
See you around the block. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, brother.
Definitely. Fins up, my friend. Crypto. Now there was 3 of us. Crypto, tell me your final thoughts. What are your hopes and dreams for this season?
For us not to win the Lombardi Trophy in the offseason and to win the Lombardi Trophy in the real season. I want to say we're undefeated when it comes to winning the offseason Lombardi trophies. It's time to transition to winning it in the real season.
Yeah, I definitely understand. We definitely need to get into the real season.
I would rather be like the Colts. Remember the Colts went winless for like 2 straight preseasons, but they were in the championship game and then they finally won the Super Bowl. Because they didn't mean nothing. The offseason meant nothing for them. It's just maybe sharpen up some things here and there around the edges, and then just make the real push once the games begin on September 9th.
Is that when they had Marvin Harrison? They had Marvin Harrison on that team, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, 2024.
Yeah, Adrian James. Yeah.
You guys want the replacement for Cedric Wilson Jr.? I can't believe I didn't bring this up when DTA was here. Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to slam the table for that man. I don't care what you do. Okay. If you have Tyreek Hill,
right?
Marvin
but you know he's going in the top 10 probably, Ali.
Yeah, but listen, hear me out though. This is my crazy. If I'm going out with a bang on this last episode of the offseason, I might as well finish it with a bang, right? Listen to this. This is my broken take. You get Tyreek, you get Waddle,
right?
You have Marvin Harrison Jr. on this team. I guarantee you, no defense would be able to stop this, regardless of how many corners that you bring in. You could put 2 on the line and everybody else in coverage. It won't stop it. I guarantee it. There's just too much going on for that to happen.
It's a trifecta.
That's
why I say the third receiver is going to be the key in a lot of the offenses going forward. Cincinnati kind of almost put the blueprint out there with their 3 wide receivers and the Chargers a little bit, but you gotta do it.
Marvin Harrison Jr. has the potential to actually get me, because I'm not a player like fan where I have a certain player and I'm a fan and it's just him, nobody else. I'm not that type of guy. I'm a logo guy. I'm a Miami Dolphins guy, right? But if there's a player that could get me to be a fan, regardless of what team he is, like you like Justin Jefferson, for example,
right?
That's Marvin Harrison Jr., bro. I seen that kid play in real life. I seen him play, watching from my home this past season. That kid has
He's the real deal. Yeah, he is.
Honestly, this is a broken take of its own. I think he's going to be better than his dad. That's the reality. And his dad's like the real shit.
Yeah. What's his name was? I think Swan was better than his dad, right? No, who's the other one? Van Jefferson.
Yeah,
he was just as good as his dad.
Yeah, that's
so you never know.
You never know. But he's the one guy that I'm like, shit, I could actually be a fan of that player and buy his jersey, regardless if it's a Dolphin or not. That's the only person. I don't have anybody else like that. I like a lot of players, but not to actually, like, for example, I'm a big Laker fan, right? I own a Kobe Bryant jersey.
Right.
You don't see, I like some other players, like I like Tatum from the Celtics, but I'm not going to go buy his jersey. You know what I mean?
No.
I like
he's real good, but yeah, you're right.
I like Zion, the guy from the Pelicans.
Yeah, I finally came around to Zion Williamson. Yeah, he's actually a pretty cool kid.
I like him. I was a big fan because I'm a Duke fan. Duke fans out there, yeah, I represent Duke here. Duke basketball. I like Duke.
Oh man,
haters gotta hate, but I mean, come on, greatest of all time college basketball coach, Coach K. Come on, you can't admit that the guy's like the winningest.
oh man.
But the reality is that I like him a lot. I honestly think he could be, take himself to coming out of college. I thought he had the hype to be the next LeBron or LeBron-esque type of player. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I didn't go buy his jersey. I couldn't find myself to do it. Marvin Harrison Jr., for whatever reason, hype or not, when I see him on the field, I'm like, I'm just in love, bro. I'm in love with his game. You know what I'm saying? And what he does. And that's for me. That's why I'm like, I could see myself doing it. So he's the exception. But
I agree. I agree with that, Ali.
2024, you move off as Cedric Wilson Jr., you get him off your team, you go get him. And, whatever first round picks we have draft,
and here's another one.
Go get him, dude.
Here's another one, Ali. If we fall flat on our faces right out of the gate, we need to change gears instantly and tank for freaking Caleb Williams.
Yeah, there you go.
We need to pay Mike McDaniel $200,000 per loss and up the stakes.
Oh snap! I'm not listening.
We need to give him $200,000 per loss. We can't be going on no extended losing streaks of 4 and 5 games plus. We need to instantly just keep that momentum and keep driving it into the dirt.
Damn.
So go get Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's it. I'm just saying only if we start out slow, like a 1-7 type start. You know what I mean?
I don't see us doing that though. Not this season.
I know you don't see it, but it was hard to see that team that actually did go 1-7. I didn't really see that neither because we had some winnable games during that stretch that we had no business losing.
I'm going to tell you right now, okay? And then I'm probably going to get some heat on my Twitter account for this, which is fine. If we start 1-7, you can say goodbye to Coach McDaniel. You can also say goodbye to Tua because that's the reality of it. If we start,
he's done. Skylar will finish the season at that point, and we're 1-7.
The season, we will not be extending Tua. That's. I'm going to tell you that's what's going to happen right there. You're also Chris Greer could be gone too. In fact, I don't think Chris Greer will actually get fired. I think he'll be like, "Oh, I'm heading up."
He'll be promoted.
He'll promote it. I'm heading up some new department right now, and he'll be on his some beachfront off the
exactly.
That's basically what's going to happen.
They fall upward, Ali. You're right. They fall upward.
Well, Greer knows where all the bodies are buried when it comes to Ross. So Ross is going to give him all the money. Because he's the yes guy. He did everything that the owner wanted. You know
exactly.
What I mean? So that's basically what it comes down to.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but before I let you go, Crypto, I'll let you have the floor for one more crazy take. Do you have any other crazy takes?
Yeah, other than that, that was pretty much it. I'd say if that triggers a slide, we need to truly slide. That's what I would say. Get it. Finally, get the slide correct if you're gonna start out sliding. If you don't, you got to push for the opposite end of the spectrum. Do what it takes to get to the playoffs and win those 3 or 4 games to win it all. Because I don't think a playoff appearance is going to be a suffice. We can't be going 8-8 and 9-9 and expect to say, "Oh, was like DTA was spot on." I got a funny feeling that if we go 9-9 or 8-8 or whatever, and we make the playoffs or back in like we did this year, they're gonna just have another scapegoat and have another excuse.
Yeah, but let me ask a question,
ready to go.
Let me ask you this, Crypto. But like 49ers fashion, because remember they went 8-8 or 9-9, whatever it was, right? And they fell into the NFC Championship game. If we were to do that on the AFC side, do you think McDaniel's gone still? That's a deep run, technically.
Well, yeah, it's a deeper run and it's unexpected. But yeah, no, he's not gone. But that buys him time. I think I will even go as far as saying losing in the playoffs, he might be gone.
Ooh, okay.
If
Well,
he lose in the first round.
like we did this time. I got
Yeah.
you. I got you. That'll be
That's my broken take for that one. I think you have to have a playoff win or bust for McDaniel.
definitely. All right. Well,
And
thank you.
Tua, because remember he hitched his wagon to Tua.
Mhm.
Because that means that you got this quarterback for 2 years, 2 full seasons with a stacked roster. Like I said, beginning of last year, Ali, this team was born on third base. The previous administration was born in the dugout. All you had to do is hit a single, and they couldn't even hit a single. You strike out, you get 2 misses on those singles that you needed to hit. I don't know if the boss Ross is going to be that patient going forward.
I gotcha. I understand. We'll have to see what happens. Well, I appreciate you, Crypto. Thank you for coming and joining us, man.
Yep, good show, Ali. You like always, man. You're the best on the broken takes. But yeah,
Thank you, man. I
we're
appreciate
gonna fire it back up in the fall.
Oh yeah, and preseason is when we're gonna start it back up for late night exhale. I gotta get with you, Crypto. I'm gonna be messaging you soon. I do have some stuff in the works that I gotta get with you. I was gonna have you we'll talk. We'll talk backstage. Just stay on backstage for a moment.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Crypto. Talk to you soon. Color, are you still there? Did you fall asleep on us? Color? Color, come. Color. Hey, we're the monkeys just monkeying around. All right, Color. Thank you. I'm going to put Color in the back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to our season finale of Late Night Exhale. I appreciate everybody that showed up. The Buffalo Bills fans were here. We had Michael K, Mark, Amicus. You had the Dolphin fans. You had some banter going around. We talked free agency. We talked Tua. We talked a lot. It's been great. I can't wait to see you guys all in the preseason. Right back here at Late Night Exhale. We are not going anywhere. I'll give this announcement one more time. Even though this was the last show for the off season of Late Night Exhale, we have a brand new show me and Color are working on. We're going to be doing a Monday through Friday morning show coming soon. Get ready. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. We will be putting out notifications. I will be on Twitter putting out advertisements. I will be sharing it all over the board once we have it put together. So stay tuned for that. What else? Personal thoughts on the 5th year option. It was a no-brainer. It was the easiest business that the Miami Dolphins could have done. If they didn't do it, I would call them stupid. You get another year to wait and see to figure out if he's the guy or not, and you get him on the cheap end. No $40 million plus year deal. You don't have to worry about it. So, yes, it's a win for the Dolphins. Is it a loss for the Wolfpack? No, it's not a loss for us. Yes, I embrace being the Wolves. I really do. No, it's not a loss for us. It's a win because now I feel better that I know the Dolphins are going to be in a better place regardless. If he is the guy, if he proves this year he can be durable and actually finish the season and we have let's say we have a deep playoff run, we have him another year on the cheap end and then we can extend him. It's okay. Or let's say if he doesn't, we're not in a long-term contract, $40 million plus. We're okay. We're not tied to him yet. It's okay. What else did we talk about? I do expect the Miami Dolphins to be buyers. I think safety and middle linebacker will be addressed with veterans. Running backs, we could have a trade brewing. I don't know yet, but I honestly think we're going to address that in the draft as well. So, and I think that's smart business as well. That's my final thoughts for tonight. Again, thank you for coming out. I appreciate everybody. And make sure you get those fins up for me, okay? So till next time, we'll see you guys soon. And yeah, we're out. Oh, somebody hit it.